is so just relaxing.
I'm just saying somebody needs to not delete what I just put down, James.
Hey, you guys delete my stuff all the time.
Not while I'm actually writing it. I was busy.
Okay. I'll let you write it. That's fine.
Well, I mean, we're gonna save that now. Oh, we're totally gonna get rid of this.
You didn't even see what I wrote.
I see it right here.
That is great. I love it.
There you go.
That's pretty good. All right. The juice before the show starts, just because this is not going to be on the actual episode, right? Anything that we say before the theme song starts is usually not on the episode.
Right.
But
this might need to be like a freaking short or something. Just
no.
Voices out of nowhere.
I know. Well, like we have a. Well, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, this show is not scripted, so
no,
we don't have a script. But no, we have an outline, and we do have like some opening jokes written and whatnot, and we have a shared document.
Don't give away the secret sauce, dude.
It's like what the 9 people that are watching right now.
Right. Well, no, but I mean, it's not like we haven't talked about it before.
Yeah, I know. We've made these jokes before, but like, right. It's funny because I can watch 2 people arguing and not say a word, and it's great.
You're lucky we're not arguing at you. How about that?
Yeah. It's always funny when it's at me too. I mean, like either way, it's always a good time watching.
At me, bro.
Yeah. I will at you. Hold on, wait a minute. Where's right there? Outline. At the very end, right? Boom.
That's a wonderful visual joke that is behind the scenes, and nobody else, even the audio audience, can't even see it.
The audio audience isn't even going to hear this because, again, anything before the theme song starts is not on the episode.
I really do feel like we need to, this needs to be a thing, though. Like,
we could do
instead of behind the scenes, it's like pre-show or something.
Yeah.
We could do like the
pre-show. Oh, my God. Yes. That's just more reason for us to get the Patreon, right? All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this thing started.
I don't always change the
Distance nerding.
Hey! Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. It is time. It's Taco Tuesday. You know what that means. You are now watching and listening and experiencing distance nerding.
Part of the Con Radio podcast family.
She wants to volunteer as tribute. It's Jen from Frey Comics.
Every day. He's too old to play Hal Jordan. It's Jahmez 5000. I was going to say something nicer than that. I just want to say that.
Oh, Jen, can't hear
You're
you.
muted,
sir.
You're muted.
His spider sense is always tingling and itchy. It's young Phil. We can fix it in post. And we're here to nerd together. We're talking about anything. Pop culture, news, food, movies, music, wrestling, comics, Comic-Cons, all the things, whatever you're nerding out on, we want to talk about it.
That's right. Now follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Threads, YouTube, Discord, all at Distance Nerding. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to shoot us an email and be a part of the ever-growing mailbag, you can email us at dist.
I don't know why my mic was muted. Makes no sense. Who's muting my mic?
It's a self-choice.
Not me.
I think it was young Phil.
It probably was me. It's nerding at AOL.com, and we will read it live on air. Guys, how is everything going?
Good. I'm
Good,
addicted
man.
to a new like book series. Well, it's not new. It's from the 90s, but it's new to me, so I'm having fun with that.
Right. Jahmez started a new job. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yep, making it happen, doing things, doing big things.
Exactly.
Not really.
Huge, big, huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into this. You have now stumbled onto the best or probably worst kept secret on the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now watching The Download. Oops.
Remix, double time.
Exactly.
Oh
Well,
my God.
let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. This week on deck, we've got the Geek End update.
We're getting animated in Medford.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we are.
Starting rumors.
When spiders fight, we all scream.
Yeah.
Well, I scream because I hate spiders.
There's that. And of course, the download.
We say goodbye to Mufasa one last time.
Oh, so sad.
So sad.
I'm very depressed that that we have to report this news, but we will get there later. But before
It's the circle of life.
here it is. But before we get to all that,
But first,
let me get a shout out.
Shout out to Dubby. Dubby is an emerging, because they have a new flavor, brand of energy drinks created to help focus concentration reaction time with no jitters or crash, no maltodextrins, no sugars, no fillers, no artificial flavors or dyes, but it is keto friendly. Dubby contains neurofactor to help give your brain focus and clarity, and the 150 milligrams of caffeine and 3 essential B vitamins help you stay alert and energized. Dubby's doing big things. Find out more at dubby.gg and use code nerding10 for 10% off that order.
Did you guys see what the new flavor's called?
is that the grandpa's dentures or something?
Grandpa's denture water.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I didn't know that the real name for dragon fruit was pitaya. I'm
All right,
probably
well,
saying it wrong.
Pitaya, yeah. It's funny because I'm literally that's what I'm drinking right now. Is I'm drinking dragon fruit and mango right now. I'm actually bringing it back. It's been a while. I haven't drank W on the show, and I'm drinking some. But yeah, it's mango and pitaya. Supposed to be like flavored water.
Wow.
And I hear you mixing with a spoon, so you're not just using a finger like a hobo. That's awesome. Good for you.
Uh-oh. He's doing it.
Did you miss it, James?
I
It's
missed it on
back.
purpose.
Well, it will be autumn soon, so we got to bring back the old favorites.
Exactly.
Pumpkin spice, Bill licking his fingers.
Well, let's move on from here, and of course,
Let's move on.
actually, before we move on, as it says on the screen, use code nerding10 for all of you who are listening. Use the code nerding10. It's 20% off until the end of September, guys. So now is the time to try new flavors. Now is the time to try Dubby and start getting your fix. I know we had a bunch of people who actually bought it this weekend at the show that we were at.
Awesome.
So fun stuff. We're getting on this Dubby hype train going.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
it is 20% off this month,
Mhm.
but the code is still the same.
It's the
Nerding
same. Yeah, it's the
10.
same.
Right. Still nerding 10. It's not nerding 20. It's nerding 10, and you get 20% off.
Because it's
Yes.
the Nerdington Post, and that's why
Exactly.
Yep.
There you go.
Anyway.
Even though there's not enough line spacing or kerning in between, use code nerding10 on the screen.
Jesus, James.
Oh, we'll talk to the art department and the graphics team about that, and they'll get reprimanded. Yes.
Absolutely. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into this. It's time for the Geek End update.
Distance learning.
No, but Sandra just had put on here. She gave the code to a coworker today.
Nice.
Sandra Betty always our biggest marketer. So go ahead. Sorry.
She's not bad. She is not bad. She comes through because when it's young Phil and Tater out there by themselves, and I get nervous about things, Sandra always comes through and makes sure stuff happens that needs to happen. Shout out to Sandra. Okay. Distance Nerding is on Comic-Con Radio. Look for Distance Nerding and our second show, Comic Conversation, each week on comiccon-radio.com. We got a bunch of shows on there. They're a little behind just because we were flooding them with shows. So if you want to get all the Distance Nerding episodes and the Comic Conversations, go to Distance Nerding on any podcast platform, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Amazon. You can get it on your Amazon Echo.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say Apple? Because I wasn't listening.
Yeah, thank you for listening. I said Apple. Yeah.
Everywhere. If podcasts exist, I went to the farthest reaches of where podcasts are and made sure that our podcast was there. Podbean, all those places.
Yeah, you're not really a Sherpa, so you know.
But I have made sure that it's funny when you look up where podcast platforms, there are some ones that I've never heard of, but I make sure that the podcast is there.
Yeah, it's like the platforms are Buble or so. It's weird. They just have such odd names. So, yeah.
All the weirdness, all the crazy stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, make your way over to comicconradio.com/podcasts. Check out all of our stuff. Of course, in our feed, we've got everything there. You guys definitely want to keep up. We've got all kinds of shows, and we have more episodes of Comic Conversation coming out soon.
Awesome.
We're finally getting Silver Age Comic-Con from this year out. So
sweet, making it happen. I like it.
Exactly.
I like it. Speaking of Silver Age,
should
we jump into our guest?
Did we want to talk about the weekend?
I was going to say,
let's get to our guest first.
Okay. So let me skip this. Boom. No, wait, not that one. Boom. Right there. All right. Let's bring on, ladies and gentlemen. Again, he is one of our biggest supporters, and we are one of his biggest fans. Continues to put on amazing shows, bring amazing guests to all different places. And again, Ani-Medford, the show coming up here at Rogue X in Medford in about 2 weeks, bringing all kinds of high-profile anime voice actors to the show, as well as just high-profile stuff in general. Please welcome to the show the man that we love with all of our hearts. And I know he's got a giant smile on his face right now. Dave Haworth.
Konnichiwa des Jesus.
Konnichiwa.
Bless you. What?
Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Hey, the first thing I want to get out of the way is, when we're going to be on stage at Ani-Medford in Oregon, September 21st and 22nd.
With real guests, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be bringing us Dutch Brothers coffee? You know what I mean?
We just released the episode with Sean Astin. So where you're going, where you're bringing him the Dutch Bros and we're announcing it in the episode.
Mm-hmm. I listened to the Sean Astin, interview from State Comic-Con. Shout out. And by the way, Sean was very head over heels for you, Dave. He was very impressed with what you do. So shout out to you. But he was talking about some other coffee shop and Dutch Brothers. And he's like, I'm going to get the Dutch Brothers tomorrow. And I don't know how fast you had to run and how close Dutch Brothers was, but that order of Dutch Brothers was there in less than 5 minutes. I did not understand. how you made it happen?
It's just the great volunteers that we have, to be honest with you. When they hear something, they could just go out and do it. So it's all them. Gem Force. We call them Gem Force.
I don't think they paid for that coffee.
Yeah,
I think they ran to the drive-thru, and whatever coffee was coming out of the window to the car, they just grabbed that coffee and ran back.
Have you ever seen Woody Allen movie Bananas?
Yes. Yeah.
Where he orders like food for 5,000 people, and then at the end of the order, he pulls out a gun and says, "This is for the rebels. We're not paying anything." And I think that's what happened there. I think that's how we got the coffee so fast.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's awesome.
It was impressive. I'm just saying, when we're in Medford, Dutch Brothers. I don't even know if Medford has a Dutch Brothers.
Oh, I'll get you Dutch Brothers for sure. You know that. I try to take care of you guys.
Don't pander to him, Dave.
Well,
come on.
I'm going to put in the writer.
Us. We go to all the shows, okay?
Yeah, and to be honest, that's why we try to get the best guests as possible, because it's kind of we want you guys to get the best guests. So we try to get the best just so you can interview them, so you can use them for your show, and I think that's important. So
I like it. Well, let's run it down. So Ani-Medford is coming up Saturday and Sunday, September 21st and 22nd, Medford, Oregon, at the new Rogex facility. Do they learn? Do they understand how big these get?
Well, Metal Arc, they really had to go through what is it? Baptism through fire.
Yes.
The facility there never had an event before. It was their very first event ever. And after the event, they said to me, "We're going to invest in pipe and drape and all this other stuff, so that way we don't have to do third party, right?" So they learned a lot, and the configuration is going to be different because we don't want it to be like Metal Arc. We want it to be completely different. Right. So nice. it'll be different in many ways and similar in others. But I enjoyed the venue. I thought it was great, much better than previous venues in the area, and the only real venue in the area. So I think, they learned a lot through that event for sure.
Makes it a little different, a little bit unique. Ani-Medford tends to be like a unique show for you guys anyway.
Yeah, I don't talk about it much, but I enjoy anime. I watch anime several times a week. Most of the video games I play our Japanese video games. I'm really heavy into the Japanese culture and films and tokusatsu and all that kind of stuff. So I just don't talk about it. But for me, it's kind of a special show because all our other shows are Comic Cons where this is anime, and it actually does better than many of our Comic Cons because there's no anime in Southern Oregon except for us. So, people really enjoy it and they come out for it.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
I always think it does really well, and it always feels very unique from all the other shows that get done. Like I was just looking at the lineup, the programming, and it looks like we have some, before we get to the main guest, it looks like we have some music guests.
We do. One thing I'd say about Ani-Medford, and this is not anything against all our other guests at all our Comic Cons at all. They're all gorgeous people, but Ani-Medford brings out the most attractive voice actors. I think they're all young and cool and hip and attractive. So it's pretty cool. But we have some great musical guests under the Deco Tree, which has been with us for quite a while. I love their music. I bought their CD. Nice. I always support the music bands that come to Ani-Medford or any of our events. And if you're there, buy their CDs, man. I want to hear them say, "Dave, we sold out of all our CDs."
Support.
And like you guys on the way home, put in the CD and, give them a shot, on the way back to Sacktown. And
I wish my truck had a CD player in it, but I mean,
oops. You got to get fully loaded, Phil. Come on, buddy.
I have too new of a truck.
I hear you. And then we have Ikiko Pop. Who,
I was wondering how to say that.
Yeah.
Is that the same band that was at Gem State this year?
Same band.
Oh, awesome. Okay, they were so cute.
Mm-hmm. And she is so awesome, and she's just the best. And if you want to see her, this might be one of the last times you see her live. So you have to come and see her and buy her CD, because I don't know if she made it public or not, but in the beginning of next year, she plans, she's moving to Japan. She ended up getting a job there, so she'll be working there. So you may not see her ever again, or maybe not for a long time.
Wow, good for her. Shout out. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love to see people who follow their dreams and succeed in it. You know what I mean? So, and she's doing that. And I don't know, I think she can go there and become what they call an icon. If you guys know what icons are, there's certain levels of icons. Like if you know who Baby Beard is.
Please tell me about being Asian, because this is a different side of Asian for me.
Yeah. And icons, they're kind of like Taylor Swift, but you have different levels of icons, from like, musical bands who perform at bars to people like Taylor Swift. They're all considered different levels of icons. And I can see her doing that and making music videos over there, and just continuing to do what she does, but over there.
I think they also love their mascots too.
Yes.
I saw, I watched Rice Darby. He went to Japan. He did a 4-episode thing on Amazon Prime, and I'm sure it was something else, but Amazon got it here. And he went to the different things. He learned to be a mascot in Japan, and I was like, that's so cool. So now I'm like, I want to go to Japan and just see the mascots. So.
Yet the most disturbing mascot I think I've ever seen is for the Japan 2025 Expo. You should Google that mascot. It's really weird, really bizarre.
Yeah, some of them are really and then there's one, I guess John Oliver did a story on it and had a mascot of him shipped over to Japan to meet another mascot. It was the thing. Anyway,
that thing is taken off in Japan too. People love his mascot. No, I was actually going to say, I think Geeko Pop was telling us that they actually have a decent following in Japan and Korea.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
That is awesome. All right, let's get into the guests, because you got a bunch of voice actors coming. So there's Lori Himes from Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! There's Chris Kaysen from Full Metal Alchemist and Dragon Ball Z. Emily Kramer from Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Genshin. You always find Genshin Impact people. Kelsey Cruz from Spy X Family and the Apothecary Diaries. And Jordan Dash Cruz from Spy X Family and Genshin Impact. Wonder if they know each other. They both have the same last name. And then again, ton of vendors, tons of artists. I actually didn't look up which artists are going to be there, but you always have a ton of vendors, tons of artists, tons of crafts. I noticed.
Yeah.
Ani-Medford usually has a lot of craft vendors as well.
A lot of craft vendors, a lot of local artists.
Yeah.
We always try to get professional, how Comic-Cons, they have Marvel, DC artists, We try to get artists like that for Ani-Medford, but they're very far and few. And, I'm a big Godzilla geek. So, there was someone I tried getting. I think you guys also kind of connected us together, but he would like to come, but he couldn't do it because he's out of town or something for the weekend of the show. But hopefully we can get him soon. He's anything Godzilla is right up my alley for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I mean, not for this show. I think it was a different show. So I guess for next year, we're going to send you some more artist friends of ours that want to come to the show.
And I'm always open and welcome to it. I think we treat artists really well. I mean, ask Luis Rivera.
Oh yeah.
So as long as you behave, you'll always come back.
As long as you don't lose your shirt in Reno. Maybe we don't bring Luis to Reno anymore. Okay.
You know the Luis Rivera stories then, huh?
Yeah, it's an intervention. We need to not bring him to Reno.
Yeah, Louis has
real.
been hanging out with us every now and then too. So I mean, we get to live some of the stories. It's great.
Mhm.
Exactly.
The craziest stories are in Reno, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
That's
We had
how it
some
should
good
be.
stories. We had some good stories at Gem State. There's some really good stories at Gem
Yeah.
State.
It's
That's
good.
just because of the company we kept when we were in Idaho.
Well, I'm not going to mention names, but you can guess with this kind of exclusive. I'm going to talk to Ming Chen, bring him back to Gem State, which I very rarely bring people back,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
because I want him to show 2 actors that were at Silver Age all the local places to drink and eat while they're there in 2025.
That
Nice.
is awesome.
I think you know who they are, but I'm still working on their contracts. I think it's a done deal, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I mean, they're all
awesome.
friends to begin with, so it's fine. But I mean, like at
Right.
the same time,
And by the way, I know you guys, we told everyone that all the special guests, and you guys are considered special guests, because if you're not, one of my volunteers will kick you out of the green room.
Hater.
Honestly, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Kick him out. Get out of here.
Yeah. So, we gave all the special guests who wanted to go to the Reno Aces baseball game free tickets.
Yeah.
But coming up in 2025, we're getting a complete full suite. So all the guests will be able to hang out at the baseball game in the suite.
Nice.
That is awesome. And I love that park. I love that ballpark in Reno. It's so
It's
nice.
nice. It's beautiful. It's look, it's great. I like that park.
There's something about that brick. It just feels very nostalgic.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I love
Like
it.
old school baseball
Yeah.
stadiums. Yeah.
It's authentic.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
for sure.
I love it. Anyway, okay, back to Ani-Medford. So Lori Himes is going to be there from You always have good Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh artists or actors, I should say. And what's interesting is that I never grew up being a big Yu-Gi-Oh guy, but a ton of kids, or I say kids, but maybe 20s, young 30s, loved Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And so they always show up for these artists. It's really interesting to me. I'm like, oh, I'm totally out of loop, but I'm glad you're happy. So Lori Himes and Emily Kramer were both in Yu-Gi-Oh. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, no, I am more of a Pokemon guy when it comes to the card games, but Yu-Gi-Oh does and has had for a long time a huge following. So,
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's a kind of a generational thing. I think
Yes.
people like James, who's heading into his 50s, he was there when Pokemon first started. So, he's more familiar with that.
I'm not
I don't
even
need to
up
throw
there.
numbers out there.
I'm not even up there, and I was at the beginning of Pokemon. All right.
But you were like 6 or something, probably.
No, I wasn't that young.
I need to put
I
labels.
was past that. I was before that. So.
I mean, given the rare occasion right now, I am the youngest one on screen right now. But I mean, still,
all right.
I did play Pokemon when it first came out. Actually, speaking of Pokemon, we've got some fun Pokemon prizes we're going to be giving away at our whole thing trivia.
Yeah, and you may be the youngest, but we won't discuss your inexperience here. But that's okay.
Yes.
So what are these prizes? Go ahead, James. Sorry.
Well, I kind of wanted to ask about Kelsey and Jordan because they're. I was joking earlier, but
they're not related.
They knew each other, but they're married, right?
That's correct. Yes.
That's awesome. So how did that happen? Did you get one? Was it a buy one get one type scenario? How did that work?
Well, Jordan called me. I don't know where these people get my number. He just calls me and he says I would like to come, and I say okay, great. By the way, this is our first show where 100% of the actors are self-signed. Actually, no agents involved. Which which is the best. It makes it the best because when you cut out the middleman, things get done faster, and it's a much better deal. So I ended up signing Lori Himes first, And then Jordan had heard that Lori had signed, so he called me. That's maybe where he got the number.
Oh, they
And
knew each other. Okay.
I said, sure, let's do this. And about a week later, he said, hey, by the way, my wife is, also in the business. Can she join me? And I said, well, you know what? You're saving me on the hotel room, so sure, why not?
No, she wants a separate.
Any more people any more family members we can pack in one room?
To
Family
be
discount.
fair, like if Jackie were coming, she would prefer her own room. So I mean,
Without Phil.
without me,
Young.
exactly.
In a different hotel.
Jackie Lastra?
No, my wife.
Oh, your wife. Oh. Well, you snore at night. Come on, she needs a break.
That's awesome. What's interesting is like they have like similar like portfolios, but sort of different. So I think it's going to be a fun conversation. I didn't even look. Were we gonna interview them together?
Yeah, it's the programming is up on the website. I know you guys like doing the together thing. I know Lori and Emily, they are actually really good friends. So they're flying together from back east to Medford. So that's how I ended up getting Emily. She goes, hey, I'm a friend of Lori. Can I come too? And I'm like,
and you said only if you stay in Lori's room.
Like the only outlier here is Chris Kaysen, and it's like, like Chris Kaysen.
He's staying with us. He's going to stay with us.
Yeah, exactly. No, Chris Kaysen is a big get because the dude has played.
He's legend.
It's not only just multiple characters from Dragon Ball Z, and he's got one of the largest characters from Full Metal Alchemist, like one of the biggest characters from He plays Gluttony in Full Metal Alchemist, but I mean, he plays. It's funny. This is the second time we're interviewing somebody who plays Tien Shin Han, but I mean, he's the actual Tien Shin Han.
Yeah,
right. And you talk about a lot of these actors. They do a lot of the same animes together. They're always crossing each other's paths. They're always working together in some way, especially when you have like. Was it Funimation, Crunchyroll? They kind of hold monopolies on a lot of these shows and hire the same people in voices and things like this. But, you guys are interviewing these people when you come to a Colossus Girl Entertainment event. So you're interviewing them and you're also, interviewing their friends, their wives, everything. So you're intertwined along with them within the anime business, which makes it cool. And, I've talk to anime voiceover actors, when we talk about interviews at conventions and they say, Distance Nerding always does the best when they're with Colossus Girl, and it's always the best interviews. So,
awesome.
And I just think it's that team dynamic and, that they really enjoy.
I like it. That makes me feel good. Makes me feel good.
You guys should be proud of yourselves for sure.
Yeah. When celebrities are mentioning us and saying, hey, those guys are awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
All I ever wanted in my life.
What's great is I like going to cons, doing the interviews, but then like fast forward like a year, maybe 2 years, seeing them at a different con, and then they're like, oh, I remember you from Gem State or from Silver Age, and that was so much fun. We should do it again. Blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, we should. You need to call Dave. Get back out on the circuit.
Right. And sometimes I like to bring them back, but sometimes they're hard to get again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's so many actors. It's like I would love to take all these voiceover actors and take them to Gem State or to Silver Age, but we always sign actors in advance. So by the time Ani-Medford's done, 2025 has already been filled up. All shows have already been signed. So, like when I have the Village people coming to a show next year, that's it. I can't sign any more people, so it's really hard to get back in. Even if I like them, it's hard to get them back in sometimes, and their schedule sometimes doesn't also work with our dates. But I'm glad that we have probably the best lineup in anime for Oregon this year. I don't think anyone's ever had a better lineup this year for anime. And I'm good friends. We cross promote with KimuraCon up in Portland. and they're a huge show. That show makes over $1 million a weekend. And I think we just have a better lineup. No offense, but we focus on the lineup. They focus more on, like, I don't know, basket weaving and things like that.
Hey, everybody has, if you're
underwater
into it.
basket
Hey,
weaving.
underwater basket weaving is a skill, okay?
That's right. It's true.
I love it. I'm looking forward to this. I mean, again, it is a unique con. We're gonna have music guests. We're gonna have anime actors in panels. But then what did I see? I think Ani-Medford is your most progressive Comic-Con that you do. Like I'm looking at the schedule, and you have some like YouTubers.
Yeah.
And lip sync contests and things like that at the show, which is, something it's sort of different. It's like one of those things when a con grows enough, like, all right, we can have a bigger footprint and spread out and have multiple things happening at the same time. I think it's really cool.
Well, I mean, and also it's just cheaper than having a movie room. So it's,
There you go.
spending $1,200 on a movie room for a weekend, gets tiresome after 8 years, so you always want to try something new. You don't always want to have the same formula every year, because if you go to a show and it's the same show year after year after year, same vendors every year, you get kind of like, I've been there several times. You won't want to change the floor plan a little bit every year. You want to add things every year. You want to take away things for this year. I mean, you just got to mix and match and make everything fresh every year.
Yeah.
And the more space you have, the easier it is.
He's cutting edge.
Yeah.
He's a cutting edge.
Or with YouTubers, you can say it's more youthful. It's definitely more youthful than our Comic Cons, So.
I like cutting edge because it makes you sound like you're like from the future, and you're just coming back, and you're like, this is what's going to be popular soon. And so
it's the future,
right?
My 2 suggestions, and I like that I throw suggestions, and sometimes you listen to them, and then I can take credit for them, even though you get all the credit. But I like the idea, and we'll have to figure this one out, but maybe like a K-pop dance party. Like I saw some videos online of like a kind of, an anime type con where they were like a DJ, and like there was a ton of anime fans, and they all knew these dances. And I'm like, I've never seen those. I don't know if those are TikTok videos, but they're all like anime dances, like anime songs and dances to these songs. I'm like, that's kind of cool. That's so niche. And I like that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Well, it's interesting you say that. I don't know about K-pop, but J-pop would definitely be in.
Yeah, J-pop would make a lot more sense for this kind of show.
Yeah, and
wrong letter. My apologies.
JK. Okay, they're next to each other. Easy fix. But if I was gonna get someone like right now, I know the agent for Guar, who's a metal band, and
my husband loves Guar.
And I've talked to them about coming out and doing a performance at one of the conventions.
Let's do it.
God, that would be amazing.
Yeah, and I thought about maybe bringing Baby Metal from Japan to come.
Baby Metal. Okay, Baby Metal grew on me, man. Like, because the whole thing was, I did not like them at first. I was like, God, what is the appeal to this? They're a decent metal band when you listen to the metal parts, and then the J-pop just kind of jumps in. I'm like, what is this? They grew on me because they opened for Slipknot, they opened for Ozzy, they opened for who else did they open for? Korn. Who else did they open for? They've opened for a lot of major bands,
right? And any chance that a Japanese band can get to America, they'll usually take the offer as long as it pays okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
the exposure.
Yeah, and I thought about that, and exposure it would do for the show. I mean, maybe
right. That's what I was thinking of. Rob Zombie.
Right.
Jeff in the chat just said they opened for Rob Zombie too. Yeah, I mean they've opened for a lot of massive bands. Like when I went to go see Slipknot, they were the opening band for them.
Right.
Wow.
It would be easier to get Lady Baby though. So
yeah.
Have you guys seen any Lady Baby videos?
I have.
I don't think I've seen any videos.
Oh, you have
the name
to.
of the band sounds like familiar. But.
It's you will love it, guaranteed.
I got so many Pornhub jokes that
he just broke his brain.
You're gonna ruin my search. I don't know what Lady Baby is.
But you know what? I noticed something different this time around. Is James is talking about saying constantly in this interview, "I'm going to be there." Is this true, or is this just a slip?
I mean,
Are you actually going to be there?
There's rumors. There's Dutch Brothers on the table. You know.
Don't forget Texas Roadhouse is on the table too.
Oh, there you go. I'm more of a Applebee's guy, so you know.
But you were there. You were there for the Texas Roadhouse, weren't you?
Yeah.
Texas Roadhouse has better steaks. Come on.
I will give you that.
But unless you do what you did at Meadowlark and you just take off to some taco truck, you could do that. You know, do that too.
Hey, that ended up working in our favor in so many ways. We did not plan for it to be as good as it was.
That's awesome.
Anytime you can get the best tacos in town, it's a good day.
I like that you kind of take over Medford. Medford's kind of a sweet little town, and then you kind of take it over for the weekend, and bunch of crazies and a bunch of fun people running around. I like it. Makes me happy.
Yeah, and then a year later, they've just recovered, and you do it again.
Yeah. Months later, you kidding me? All right, Ani-Medford, Saturday, Sunday, September 21st and 22nd at the Rogue X in Medford, Oregon. Oh, we didn't even mention Wayne the Unknown is going to be there too. Yeah, he'll be there.
Yes, he will be there. He's been coming to Ani-Medford since the beginning.
Yeah,
so 2018, 2019, and he's grown throughout. That we've known him, and that's
become a good bud.
Yeah, that's exciting to see that someone's been working, so hard on YouTube or podcasts, and I like to see that they're just stepping up year after year and getting better and better and doing better things. And we actually hung out a little bit at KimuraCon last year as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Wayne's a good dude, man. I like him a lot, and he was on stage with us last at Meadowlark. So
yeah, I like another convention if I mention it. So
yeah.
But one thing I do have to let him know, and I think he's got the message, is take the cosplay prizes out of the bag and display them. Kind of show them off a little bit, tantalize the taste buds.
That's why you see us put all of our prizes in front of all of our gear so people can see it all.
Right.
Look, sometimes you got to show a little ankle. That's all I'm saying. Sex sells, right?
Oh,
sexy.
Please, you don't have to tell me that twice.
I love it.
Well, one more time, ladies and gentlemen, Ani-Medford. If you go to Medford, medford.com/tickets. Go and get your tickets now, ladies and gentlemen. 100% worth going and doing. We have fun every year. They've got a massive lineup. All of the entertainment. If you can make it, no, you know what? Not if you can make it. Get to Medford, Oregon, on the 21st and the 22nd. Come and hang out with us. Come and hang out with all the guests. Come and see Dave, and maybe you might get some Dutch Bros.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what I like? Because we had to drive to these places, and we drive about 8 hours and a half through desert and forest and mountain ranges, and it's 8.5 hours to get there. And you talk to someone. Oh man, it was such a hard drive. I had to do 2 hours on I-5. Like, really? Do you know who you're talking to here?
Right. Because it's like the same thing for us. We got to drive like 8 hours from Sacramento up there. So it's like.
Right. So, yeah, exactly. So, hey, if you're from Portland, Crescent City, Boise, Montana, Seattle, whatever, come on down, because if you've never been to a Southern Oregon anime convention, you're missing out. And we have a great lineup, and they're all a lot of fun. And you guys know how it is at the conventions. Even after the show, there's still fun being had. Everyone's having a great time. $300 cash prize for the cosplay contest. We have 3 different trophies this time instead of the one. We have 3 different trophies. We have Funko Pops, all kinds of stuff that's being given out. It's just crazy. So
awesome.
And if you guys need anything for prizes, let us know for your trivia, and we can bring them to you too.
Absolutely. So, the more prizes, the better, because the more prizes we have, the longer we can go.
Right. And this is the thing. So, people, you spend $10-12 online, which is practically free nowadays in this economy.
Yeah.
And you buy them online because they're cheaper online. So buy them online. And you get there, you get all that swag, probably worth about $50. So what you pay $12 to get in, you've already made money off the swag.
Right.
And then, you do cosplay contests. You can win $300. You can win all these prizes, all these cool Funkos, all these exclusives. You could be walking out of there with, $200, $300, $400 worth of stuff for just $12. Just for being there. So, we always say Ani-Medford.com. Get your tickets online because they're much cheaper than being at the door. And if the venue fills up to a point where we might not even have tickets at the door, you might have to, because there's only a capacity a building can fill. So no pun intended, Phil. So
Phil gets a little anxious if it's more than 10.
Yeah. So make sure, you cement the deal, get in there, have a great time. A lot of great people. If you don't have any friends, it's a good place to meet friends, Absolutely. And one thing we didn't talk about is we're introducing a manga library this year, where if you want to just chill out, you can read manga and relax and take it easy for a bit. So, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Like a low sensory room. I like that. That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because, a lot of in anime, most, I think the average age is between 18 and 21. And, they get tired. So
kids.
It can get really loud in the convention centers just because it's like the noise reverberates off itself. And so you can get overwhelmed.
Yeah, I would like to know your guys' opinion of the venue because when I watch you guys all the time, and you guys had never mentioned much about Rogue X, so just be curious about what your guys' thoughts of that venue is with your experience with previous venues in the area.
In comparison to every venue that you guys have done in Medford, in that area, that is by far the best. Like hands down, it's not even close. This was the best venue that you guys have ever been in that area.
Right. Now, which is your all-time favorite between all the events? Which is your favorite venue?
Oh, God. So far, I'm sorry, man, but the Atlantis.
I agree. I agree with you. Yeah.
The venue at Reno, especially with the new room that we got this year, that is by far our hands-down favorite.
And more exclusives, by the way. I always give you guys exclusivity. We're adding 3 more rooms to Reno. So we're adding a lot more stuff. So
that's awesome.
It's from Circus when you guys were there. So what it is now, it's Marina tells me the dream is to take it all. Take the whole convention center. I mean, that would be nice, but maybe, who knows? But
speaking of Reno, shout out the Time Warp Toys. Just to kind of like throw the tea out there. They're on our right now. They're on Instagram and they've been commenting.
Time Warp was in Reno. Shout out to Time Warp. They're really cool. They actually gave us a bunch of really cool prizes.
They did,
nice.
And they gave us good prizes there. But they also came by and gave me a bunch of prizes this weekend because we were in the area. They gave me a 9 graded holographic Zubat to give away.
Wow.
and then they gave us another trainer's pack for Pokemon cards.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to be giving those away at Ani-Medford. And just throwing it out there because I was telling them, like, hey guys, shout out, because they were in the chat, said thank you, perfect show for us to give that away because there's a bunch of Pokemon actors there. And they said, yeah, that's awesome. We should have given you guys the graded Charizard, but maybe next time. I'm like, oh my god,
I might take that from you.
Generous.
I just might do a trade for that. I'll give you one of my Funkos or something for that. So
they said, but their response was, Time Warp owes everything to the people. It's the least we can do. They are amazing. So again, shout outs to Time Warp Toys. We love you guys. We love seeing you guys at Colossus Girl events. And they between them and I know a vendor that's going to be at Ani-Medford, we assure you we're open. They have given us the best prizes, and I know we assure you we're open. Has talked about helping us out again. So again, anything we can do to give away that we can give the con goers the best experience we can, we're going to do it. So
right.
And then maybe Phil have a fan club there too.
Maybe. You heard about the Reno thing, right? Like I developed the fan club in Reno.
I don't think I heard that. I don't think James wants to hear it again, but I'm interested.
Yeah, it would, just because from giving away prizes and things like that. Yeah, I know my head is blowing up. There were some comments that came up that kind of blew my mind. some of it was like, oh yeah, we want to see you take your shirt off. I'm like, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that at all. But like, just there were like levels of kind of groups of people that were just really, I would say, enamored with me. And we got a lot of.
So did you take your shirt off?
I did not, because nobody wants.
You got to give the fans what they want, man.
Nobody really wants to see
There's
that.
a limit. There's a limit. Trust me.
I don't want to see that. I look in the mirror and I'm disgusted. Come on, man.
You are not afraid to buy their affection. Let's go. Come on.
I'm not afraid to buy their affection, but I am afraid to show them my chest.
Okay. It made me feel good.
So James, I mean, Phil is not a buddy too, is he? No, not that bad.
The head's about the same size.
Wow.
But good thing young Phil knows how to do audio and video, so keeps him around. You know what I mean?
I'm going to throw it out there. I humbly think that anybody would ever be a fan of me, but I am nobody, so I am not worthy.
It's good to be humble.
Phil. So
I'm worthy.
Somebody, come
James is more like, how come they can't be my fans? I want them to be my fans.
I'll give you my shirt.
I'm a James fan.
See?
I'm a James fan.
Oh, we're all James fans.
I'm a Dave fan.
When he actually goes to a show.
Yeah, exactly. Supply and demand.
Well, James was at Silver Age this year, right?
I think
I was at day 2. I was at day 2 of Silver Age.
Yeah. There's so many shows. It's like someone will say, "Hey, when's the date for the next event?" I'm like, I have no idea. I just have to look. Tri-City, the big announcement for Powerhouse was huge. So,
yeah, we'll have to. Let's talk about that at a later date. But I want to know a ton more about that. And I always ask you this, like, what goes into like finding where to do a con? How do you do a con? And Powerhouse is kind of your baby, right?
Yeah, I mean, not to get too personal, but Powerhouse, he's still the only Black American character that represents a convention in the United States of America.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I did not want to see him go, period, because it's a special place for us. That character, and so the new comic book that's coming out will explain his move, so to speak.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
and don't forget, get your comic books. You got to get in early. Get those comic books.
Oh, well, not for Ani-Medford because it's not a Comic-Con.
No.
But you're not going to have the comic books there?
Nope. That's the only show we don't have the free comic books. Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's anime. We have some exclusive posters and stickers and things like that. But the funny thing is Annie, the mascot of Ani-Medford, is in the comic books.
Yeah.
But the comic books are not given out at Ani-Medford.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. So come get those posters and stickers, and there'll still be a ton of exclusives. It'll be awesome.
All kinds of fun stuff. Yeah.
Ani-Medford, September 21st, 22nd, Medford, Oregon. Dave, thank you so much. Tell Marina we said hi and thank you, and tell her thank you for doing all her hard work.
Yes, I will. And after this interview, I can try to continue my Harry Potter marathon. So,
Ooh, which one are you on now?
I finished the one after Order of the Phoenix, whatever that one was.
Oh wow, gosh.
Yeah. So I have two.
It's not Half-Blood Prince.
Blood Prince. I saw Half-Blood Prince. I saw last night.
Okay.
So then we're gonna watch the last two.
You've never seen them?
I've never seen them before.
Oh wow.
But you know what? I was very disappointed in all of them until it got to the Order of the Phoenix. I thought that one was pretty decent.
It gets a little bit more adultish.
Yeah, and
mature.
Half-Blood Prince was pretty good. But my only disappointment, because I'm a writer, and I was disappointed in J.K. Rowling. And you may have seen this on my Facebook, Phil and James. But I said, abracadabra, that's the death kill. That's the death kill spell. That's as best as you can do writing for this. I mean, come on, man. So that means any kid who buys a magician's kit at Target or Walmart will have the death kill spell and know what to say.
So it's not actually abracadabra. Remember, it's very specific on the way you have to say the spells, right? It's Avada Kedavra.
Yeah, well, to me, it's
Avada Kedavra. And fun fact, if you haven't watched Deadpool versus John Wick on YouTube yet, because the movie's out on YouTube now,
starring young Phil.
There is the scene where we did a whole bunch of editing, but it's a combination of a scene from Harry Potter and the Harry Potter meme that's out there right now. So basically, I come on screen. And Voldemort's like looking around, like, what the hell is happening right now? He goes to do Avada Kedavra, and I do the meme, right? And I pull out a gun and shoot him. So
I'll have to. I saw what you had shown on your show. I wasn't sure if it was completed yet or not. So
it wasn't. So the one that was on was a rough cut. The full version is on YouTube right now.
We'll send it to you.
I did watch Deadpool Wolverine in theater.
So good.
And my favorite part was Wesley Snipes is back. That was my favorite part.
So good.
Because I don't care. The best scenes of any Marvel movies is when you have Wesley Snipes as Blade in a fight scene with house music. Nothing beats that.
Yeah, that is a good point.
No, I will give you that. That is 100% something that is amazing.
I was really impressed with Channing Tatum, but I did enjoy all of the cameos, like Wesley Snipes and Jennifer Garner and all that, because even if I didn't really like the movies, you know what? They're still part of, Marvel. So I have to.
Well, after, watching all those actors and everything, and like Elektra, I enjoyed Elektra for what it was, and the reference to Daredevil and all this. And after the movie and started to see those scenes from, a younger Hugh Jackman and all that, and you realize, wow, it has been that long. And you realize, you know what? I did enjoy those movies. Those were good movies. And I just like how they kind of closed it all together. Ryan Reynolds did an amazing job, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
I agree. Let's go watch a movie together. Maybe that's what we do. Like, that's what I was going to say. We should do an unofficial, official after party, or maybe movie viewing after Ani-Medford.
Yeah, we should do that. We did that a couple times in Boise,
Yeah.
Or we just rent out an entire theater.
I love it.
Yeah.
We'll plan that. We'll workshop it. I like it.
Yes,
I like it.
Absolutely.
Dave, thank you
Dave
so
will have
much.
his people call your people, James. Okay.
We appreciate you, Dave. Thank you for coming on the show and promoting the Ani-Medford, and we can't wait. It's 2 weeks, and we're gonna have such a good time, man.
Yeah, we'll see you guys very soon, and
The most fun exhaustion you can have.
And we'll see Sandra and her young
Jeff,
son and
Bruce,
her husband, and we'll see what's her name? What do you call him? Tyler.
Tater's probably going to be sleeping in the car. That's fine.
Tippy Tyler Toe. Do you know who that is? The
Tippy Tyler
Tippy
Toe.
Tyler Ho. It was like from it was from the 70s or something. It's like a kid's story. But
yeah, it was like Tippy, and like
yeah.
I vaguely remember it, like when I was a kid, and I was like, wait a minute.
Things that pop in my head. Yeah. Anyway, sorry for keeping you guys.
Perfect. We love chatting with you.
Yeah, I don't get enough time. You know what I really miss is those bracket things you guys used to do. So
we do those on the Thursday shows.
Oh, I'm sad because I missed those.
You can whenever you want to come hang out.
You ever want to come on the Thursday show? By all means, man.
I squeezed my full size body, my hentai body pillow, and I sob in it because I missed those.
What are we currently doing right now? I think we're doing Marvel villains right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
If I'm the one that's in charge of brackets, we very rarely get to the brackets because I get really involved in the interview.
No, that's good. All right, guys. Well, thanks for having me, and we'll see you guys very soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Dave. Thanks for coming by.
Dave.
Arigato.
Arigato gozaimasu.
Arigato.
Yes. Hi.
Hi. No, bye. Bye.
I love it, man. Oh, look, we've got a blank screen with a mob stash here, so
He'll be back.
He'll be back. All right, let's go back here. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the rest of our time. What up, Ash?
Hey, how you doing?
Where you been?
Listening.
Oh, okay.
But all good. Like, I was like, I'm gonna try to fit in dinner, and then I was like, come back. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Eric just said we need Phil and James body pillows. That's so bad.
I am a body pillow. Have you seen this?
But Phil will have to have a shirt on in his because nobody needs to see him without.
Nobody needs to see that whatsoever.
And
all right, well, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about KaboomCon because that's what we just did over this weekend. KaboomCon was a blast. We had a good time. So it was just this Saturday over here. Lawrence and Diego Iriarte were there. Chris Marin, Brent Anderson, whole bunch of artists and vendors. We had a blast of a time considering what it was. It was a smaller scale con, but we still had a good time.
Did you get a chance to talk to Chris Marin?
He was sitting right next to us.
Oh yeah, but did you talk to him? So the reason why I'm asking, because you know how he did a lot of Nova books back in the day? I totally want to pick his brain and see if he'll spill some tea. I'm not talking, breaking an NDA, but I'm kind of talking about breaking an NDA and see if he'll tell us any like Nova information now that Kevin Feige said that they're gonna do a Nova series on Disney Plus.
And they did say that it's supposed to be based on one of the runs that he did too.
Exactly.
So I think that is a big deal that like they just announced they're doing Nova, which we'll get into later on in the show. But I mean, all
right, okay, fine.
Yeah,
fine.
But Chris Marin, again, friend of the show. We've done an interview with Chris Marin in the past. Hung out with them over the course of the weekend. But this Nova show that they're doing is supposed to be based on one of Chris Marin's runs, which I love. So, awesome. Yes, KaboomCon. Shout out to Mark and James. It was a really fun show. We got in there.
Very cool dudes.
Very cool dudes. We had 3 interviews. And it was fun because like everything was kind of like spread out. So we had like breaks and everything like that. But like, the first interview we did was filmmaking in Northern Nevada.
Yeah, Horror Dads.
With Horror Dads, we talked about some of the new things that they're doing, but then we also talked to the infamous Rebel, and he had a lot of fun stuff that we talked to about his filmmaking techniques and everything. It was fun stuff. The second interview we did was with Sci-Fi.
It was the Wolfsbane. I don't know why it was named Wolfsbane.
He called it Wolfsbane in Bloom because it was supposed to be like based on sci-fi horror and stuff like that. And he just figured that sounded like a cool name. But that interview was with 3 different sci-fi writers talking about books. And that, again, was a very fun thing. Oh, that's right.
Stephen Provost, Jade Griffin, and MC Hunton.
Right. And they were fun. They were very insightful in the way, and they all write 3 different subgenres within sci-fi. So it was kind of fun to talk about all the things that they do and how they get their ideas. Jeff bringing up in the chat, that's right. When we were talking with Horror Dads, Tahoe Joe came on stage with us.
Oh, that's cool.
And I kept dropping jokes the entire time, like, because the guy who was in the suit every couple of minutes, I'd be like, "Hey, drinking water, man? Everything okay down there? Squatching, or everything good?" You know, and just making all the jokes. And he, like, it was, my goal was just to make him laugh out loud, and I got it to happen. So he was laughing in that suit, trying not to. And they appreciated it because, like, I was at the end when I asked, so what's some advice that you might give for anybody trying to get into the filming industry? And everybody gave their advice, and I was like, Sasquatch, drink water. And he's like, drink water. I was like, good. And I was like, you hot down there? Is it hot in that suit, or what's going on, man?
And shout out to Infamous Rebel too.
Yes.
He was part of the panel. Super nice, and he gave us a ton of information ahead of time. So
yeah. So Infamous Rebel is actually he is now booked on the show, so we're going to be talking to him soon.
William Price.
Yes. He's a really fun guy. I'm gonna watch more of his films just because the stuff that he does is fun. Very, very post-apocalyptic action style stuff, and I enjoyed the one thing I did watch, and now I want to watch everything that he has.
Awesome.
So going from there, again, we talked about the sci-fi, and then the third interview we did was with a couple friends of the show.
It was a comics panel.
It was a comic panel, indie comic panel. It also turned out to be an impromptu AAPI.
No, nice.
Oh wow, yeah.
That's
that's kind of cool.
All 3 of the creators that were on that panel were Asian. So we ended up talking about, like, being.
And you're like half Asian.
I mean,
you know what I mean? You're from the Bay, so you're like half Asian.
I'm from the Bay. My mom was adopted, and my grandfather was Filipino, but we're still Nicaraguan. So
yeah.
But like, yeah, it was kind of cool to like kind of talk about all that, and we had a lot of fun with them. Now also, IC Sounds Comics or IC Sounds Productions, they put on a voice actor thing, right, where all the voice actors in all their audio dramas were all on stage doing a QA. And I sat in on a little bit of it. And at the end of the QA, James, who was moderating it, because he's also a director and an actor on it.
James from Kaboom Con. Yes.
Kaboom Con. You could see, and he appreciated this, but like you can see at the end, he was kind of like, what do I ask? I was like, hey, James, you want to do something fun? And he was like, sure. And I was like, and I just walked on stage, and he's like, oh God, this doesn't bode well. Right. But like all the actors are all improv actors, so they all just start like cracking jokes. And I get on stage, I open up one of our interviews, and I asked the worst sequel question, because I figured it's a bunch of actors, right? So like, why not do the worst sequel question that we usually ask? So for those of you who may not know what that question is, it's if a sequel were made for any movie, what would be the worst sequel ever made? And I gave him the caveat that it's not a sequel that's already been made. It's if a sequel were made for a movie that did not need to be made, what would that sequel be? And again, the improv actors and the amount of comedy that ensued from there was so good and then it ended, and James was just like, "Dude, that was great, and we needed that." So, so yeah, it was a whole bunch of fun. The show in general was good, and yeah, no, we had a great time, man. So, Kaboom Con, ladies and gentlemen, was a good time. Now, the next show that we have on the docket, I know we just talked about Ani-Medford, but before Ani-Medford, coming up in 2 days, we're doing another show. We're going to be at CrockerCon, ladies and gentlemen, here in Sacramento. So make your way to that, because it is going to be a good time.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Thursday, September 12th, 6 to 9 p.m. downtown Sacramento at the Crocker Art Museum. It's going to be fun. There's going to be 2 different panel rooms, tons of vendors, tons of artists are going to be there. Hey, it's a museum. There's going to be a ton of artists there.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did it, but they packed this full. There's going to be, it's a 3-hour show, 2 panel rooms. I think there's 8 panelist guests that we're going to interview, plus an hour-long comedy show, all within this 3 hours. It's crazy. CrockerCon is going to be fun. It's going to be a ton of fun.
And somehow me and James are moderating all of it. So,
so there's going to be like comic book artists, comic strip artists, muralists are going to be there. Artists are going to be there. It's going to be awesome. Super fun.
Isn't there like a comedy, an improv comedy thing?
Yeah, there's going to be
like
our comedy show at the end.
Yeah, like that. It sounds so eclectic and very California. I mean, seriously, I'm like, this is the most eclectic California thing I think I've heard of in a while.
Aaron Watson's comment, CrockerCon, that's a load of, wait for it, croc. Please like me.
That's funny. Shout out to Watson. Watson, come on up. Speaking of Watson, I think some of your old Hartley Heroes buddies are going to be there.
Yep.
I think Sector 7 will be there. So,
has anyone said hi to Ash yet? Hi, Ash.
I said hi to Ash. He talked for like a second.
Okay, we're done with all this stuff. Hi, Ash. Oh, now he's muted. He's muted. I'm not the only one that does that. I'm not the only one.
So muted. He's doing it on purpose, I think, though. I think it's a bit.
Yeah.
You're muted. Yeah,
you're muted, man.
You're not.
He could have been talking this whole time.
Yeah.
He's like, I was. Okay, you're unmuted now.
Motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding.
I go on for a good minute and a half last time. So
I just like learning about I mean, we only know so far as in LA. We don't LA Comic Con, San Diego like all these I've never even heard of. That's awesome.
Yeah, LA Comic Con, we're gonna be at that too. That's not till after this current push that we're on right now.
It's just awesome because like there's people that maybe not want to go to the big ones. They want to go to the ones where they're gonna actually meet fans and really like get to know people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the smaller ones are also good because when you can cut your teeth on them, and then because if you try to cut your teeth on like a San Diego Comic Con first, but it'll give you PTSD. I mean, it really will.
Yeah.
Hey, we were in Pasadena like 4 weeks ago at Power Morphin Con. Where were you?
That's why my hubcaps are gone.
Yeah, and I got them. If you want them back, you got to meet us at LA Comic Con.
I don't know what Pasadena thing was that in our chat because I don't remember it being brought up.
Power Morphicon. It's like it's the biggest Power Rangers Comic Con in the country.
Crypticon like it's the biggest Power Rangers. I'm a Voltron guy. My bad.
Okay.
Not that I had to pick. I never liked that we talk while we're doing this. I just wasn't into it. But R.I.P. Green and White Ranger.
Let's not make
that guy
fun
was
of
awesome.
Yeah.
But you know who was there? Who Phil got to interview before, but I really geeked out on? He helped create the Power Rangers, but Tony Oliver.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Frey got to interview him as well, right?
Yeah.
Tony Oliver, who helped make Power Rangers, but he was the voice of Rick Hunter from Robotech.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's what I said when I saw him. Like we passed each other in like an alleyway, and I was like, "Oh, Tony Oliver!"
Really, James is not kidding. That's literally how he did it. I was like, "Oh, Tony Oliver!" And I was like, "Hey, Tony, what's up, man?" And he's like, "Oh, hey." It's like it was like I've never seen James actually be starstruck, considering all the celebrities that we've met.
Yeah.
And it was like Tony Oliver was like, "Oh my God, it's Tony Oliver!" And I was like, "Oh, Tony, hey, what's up, man?"
It's cool. He said my name, so
forgive me if I butcher the name. The big brother from Boy Meets World, Will Friedle.
Oh, Will Friedle, yeah.
Friedle. Okay, so he had just done this panel. I think it was San Diego Comic-Con or LA Comic-Con, one of those.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was San Diego Comic-Con. Anyway, it was for Batman Beyond.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. He also plays Sarah McGinnis.
Yes, they asked him a bunch of questions, and then pretty much maybe about an hour later, I went to the restroom and I'm washing my hands, and I look up and he's there, and I was like, and just look right back down, like I wasn't paying attention. Like, oh, it's cool. What's up, bro? Yeah. And I came outside and I was like, Esteban, but he saw me do this right when I walked out, and then I was like, so then what you want to do is you want to hit and acted like he was a stranger and I was giving him directions. It was the worst cover up ever. It was almost so like
it's funny. That's exactly how I met Ming Chen. We were at Stockton Con, and we were on our way out, and we just happened to both go in the bathroom at the same time, and then we just started making dick jokes, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like that's how I met Reba McEntire.
You made dick jokes with her?
No,
in the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
In Ireland.
That's right.
I don't do it.
But it's funny because me, like, fast forward, we go to Gem State Comic-Con, and I reintroduced myself to him, and I was like,
in the bathroom?
No, at his booth before the show. Yeah, in Ireland. But no, I made a joke about, like, you remember the time when we first met? He goes to the bathroom at Stockton Con. I was like, yeah. So, like, it was funny that he remembered me, right, from like that one moment. He was like, no, how would I not remember that? That shit was hilarious.
Did he ask you to take your shirt off?
No, that was only in Reno. I want to say that I want to say specifically that only the cast of Clerks have asked me to do that. So
nice.
So moving on, because we're just getting into the show. We got to get into the show. We're an hour and a half in and haven't discussed any news stories.
I'll play MASH. On that.
Yeah, for sure.
It is now time to start some rumors.
Who got the first one?
I volunteer as tribute.
Oh,
hey, that was a really good segue there, James.
Nice.
100%. A+. Author Suzanne Collins is writing a new Hunger Games novel titled The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. And Lionsgate will develop it as a film. So let me get this straight. She hasn't even written the book yet. And Lionsgate is like, no, we're going to make it. Okay. According to the latest rumor, West Side Story and Challenger star Mike Fast, we're going with it, may be in line to lead the cast of the film. I don't know this kid. And he may take on the role of a young version of Haymitch Abernathy, who was played by Woody Harrelson in the original movies. So yeah, I think that's kind of cool. Do we want a Haymitch origin story?
My talkers are kind of on the table for this. I kind of want to see what Haymitch's story is.
Yeah, I really like when I first, because I'm a huge Hunger Games fan. So when I read the books before I watched the movies and all that stuff, and I really liked Haymitch's story, and
Mhm.
he was He was at the quarter quell, so he was at the first one.
Right. Then
And-
that's kind of what I'm wondering is if this is this going to be the story of the Quarter Quell, or is it specifically about how he won one of the Hunger Games? Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this story, because I mean there is plenty of lore for them to get into.
Yeah, I think, and I feel like this universe, this IP that they've created, has a lot of depth that they could go to, more than some of the other IPs, like from books. So I would do it. Yeah, tacos are totally on the table for that.
Ash, you got a hunger for some more Hunger Games?
The last one I saw was the one where her dress catches fire because she twirls. It wasn't a tap out. I really liked it. I just by the time I was interested, okay, at my age, Twilight, it was all the same until people that have credibility tell me like, this is what you care about. This is, so I saw I guess first 2 or 3, and then I guess it wasn't on Netflix yet, but that's where I'm at. The twirling and the fire. Is it Catching Fire?
Oh
Something like
yeah,
Yeah.
Catching Fire. I think that was
Okay.
the second movie. So yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Catch a fire.
It's very interesting.
Catching fire.
I don't know. It was just it was really good. It's just how do I even say it? Yeah, no, it was just really good. I don't even know how it ends yet, or so.
Yeah.
Well,
But I'm a
this
big
would be
fan
like
of,
a prequel, so you wouldn't even need to know how it like completely ends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Like
my guess is everything's getting shut down with her.
Her
Never
story.
mind. Don't ruin it for me. Don't spoil. I know
Well,
it's
no,
like
I mean, but they completed her story. Like,
yeah.
the books
Okay.
completed her story, and then and then Suzanne Collins decided to do a couple of prequel stories that were about different tributes. So,
All right. So if it is a prequel, how do you guys feel about that? Is it a hey, we saved the world, no, we didn't situation like Star Wars, like 4 through 6, like hey, we did it, and then kind of not really?
I think it's more just because of the way that the universe is that when at the end of her story is a huge change for the whole universe,
Right.
and so they did prequels to kind of show
How it
how
got to the point.
different her Hunger Games were versus
Right. Mhm.
that, and like how they learned from each Hunger Games.
Oh,
and
okay.
stuff. So this is kind of just getting more into the lore of the Hunger Games itself.
Right.
And I like
guess
Woody Harrelson's character.
I did
liked
too.
him.
Well,
I think he's easily my
Woody,
favorite character in that.
if Woody Harrelson's in it, then it doesn't seem like this has been going on for very long.
Well, it's a younger so this guy, what's his name?
Yeah.
Will.
Oh, it's not Woody
Fast.
Harrelson, it's his character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mike
just his
Face is
character. Okay.
playing the younger
Gotcha.
version of
Right. And Woody Harrelson is supposed to be like in his like 40s, like late 40s by this point.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Did I hear wrong, or I might be wrong, but wasn't he in Hunger Games? Like, and that's why he's now a part of whatever.
Right.
Like, he
Right.
understands it. Yeah. Okay.
This is supposed to be the story of like how he won.
Got it.
At least I'm assuming that this is how he won the Hunger Games and
Gotcha.
became the big star that he becomes.
Gotcha.
there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
That's interesting. At least it's a good story. It's not again, it's always weird. Like, it's a trilogy, and then people want to make money, so then they do they didn't really succeed. You know what I mean? Like,
This particular I was gonna say genre, but that's the wrong word. This particular series is very different in that the writer while she's writing the stories, she'll send the manuscript over to the studio, and the studio is already developing the movie before the book even comes out.
yeah.
So like
And
she's actually writing these books.
She's gotten script credits on all of them. So like she's been really involved in, so which is different than like
So like Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, the new one that came out. That movie came out like weeks from when the book came out.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
I expect this movie will be out before.
Yeah. At the point where they're at, yeah, because if that book would have got delayed, that movie would have been out before the book came out.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, I assume the same thing is going to happen with this. Is this book is probably going to come out right around the same time as the movie.
Gotcha.
Which is kind of a cool marketing thing, but
Yeah.
I mean, also if people don't like the book, then they're probably not going to like the movie. So,
And if they see the movie, why would they? And they're like, oh, well, now I know the story. I don't need to read the book.
Yeah.
There's probably so much more details in the book anyway.
yeah, I mean, you usually get like inner monologue and stuff like that
Yeah.
with when you read the book.
James needs to go to the bathroom.
Is it? Was it 3 fingers or 2 fingers? She did.
It's 2.
I don't know. It depends. Did you buy me lobster or was it steak?
You get the 4-finger discount.
Oh,
Buddy.
shit.
And on that note, young Phil, what's the next story?
Let's go ahead and move on. Jesus. Looks like the galaxy is getting farther away. Disney may be scaling back on Lucasfilm's annual output of Star Wars live-action TV series over the next couple of years. According to the rumor, Lucasfilm is planning to slow down the pace. The days of 2 or more Star Wars live-action series a year may soon be over, with the company possibly shifting to 1 show per year schedule starting in 2025. So tacos on the table. Is less Star Wars a better Star Wars?
Interesting. Young Phil, let's start with you. What do you think?
See, here's the thing. The only reason they're doing this is because Iger doesn't feel like they're not growing Disney Plus in a way where it's profitable for them. So how do you make money on this? You make movies, because then now it's in a theater where people have to go out and pay money to go watch the movie. That's the only reason he doesn't want to do more TV series, because a lot of times if you don't get involved too much, you get better long form storytelling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you do TV series, but they don't want to do that because it's not making them enough money.
Right.
You know, when you're spending movie budgets on every episode of a TV show, so then you have movie quality TV shows, you know, you're losing a crap ton of money, and that's all they care about. It's all Iger cares about, at least. So I mean, like, you know, that's something where I understand what they're doing, but we're gonna lose a lot of that long form storytelling because they want more money.
I think Acolyte really changed the game, and not for the better from Disney's point of view.
I think Acolyte was just the final straw. I think they were already thinking about slowing down.
They were already talking about that. Acolyte's a whole different monster, just because when Filoni and Favreau are involved, like, you know, the Mandalorian movie is coming up, they tend to do really well. So it's not so much that they care at all about, you know, the Acolyte is what's causing this. They may use that as an excuse, but they've been wanting to do this for a while. Since Iger came back, this has been the plan.
Ash, did you see Acolyte? Did you finish it?
I did. Was it really that? I mean, okay, it wasn't my favorite. But was it that bad? Like, I don't know. Like, there's almost like the Laker parade for it being canceled, and I was kind of like, it wasn't.
I'd cancel the Laker parade. I'm fine with that.
I mean, I wasn't a fan of it, but it was like, all right, on to the next thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It wasn't the worst thing that has ever been created in the history of mankind. Honestly, Solo was worse, and Solo wasn't even that bad.
Yeah, Solo wasn't that bad.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, okay, so Andor, I know they're doing a season 2, and I saw 1 episode. It just wasn't my thing, but at the same time, I appreciated a different angle of it, and that's what I thought this was going to be like. It kind of all doesn't count, and then I don't know. It's just weird because we're judging it by Star Wars, and Star Wars was awesome, but let's not forget, like, Luke had some really horrible lines.
Yes, he did.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't
from the movie.
It wasn't perfection. I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
Do not get me wrong. I also saw Star Wars when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And now it's like, you know, we were all Stallone fans. And like when you see the movie again, it's kind of like, okay, other than Rocky. Anyway, I'm losing my point. But I kind of feel like I'm okay that it ended because it kind of told the story of how she became Sith and we're good. It didn't end on a cliffhanger per se. So it was like, all right, cool. Like it wasn't like Saul getting fucking stabbed with a lightsaber and then nobody knows if he's going to survive. You know what I mean? It kind of just ended. It ended at a good, like, all right, well, they told the story. We're good. Which is kind of how I feel like we should do everything. Tell the full story. And then you have the option of continuing something. But if you don't know if you're coming back.
Yeah, don't cliffhanger everything.
Tell the story. Yeah. If you're signed up for 3 seasons, please 24 it. You know what I mean? But I'm saying so far as that.
Frey, what do you think about Star Wars? You think less is more?
Well, my tacos are on the table so I feel like the reason everybody, I think the underlying reason all the like hardcore Star Wars fans have gotten really like they get really upset real easy and they kind of have a hair trigger is because we didn't get any Star Wars for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And then we got more. And then we didn't get any more for like another like 20 years. So Star Wars fans are feast and famine fans. Mm-hmm. And right now they feel like they should be in a famine state. And they're getting a feast and it's too much for them. And they've become fat and bloated. And so that's why having maybe one a year that would still kind of give them that good meal that they don't gain too much weight in. And, you know, I mean, I'm just saying that might be better for that.
I mean, I guess I honestly would prefer more at different angles. Like I would prefer, you know, maybe a Mandalorian and then something else in the universe to get different pieces of the appetite.
No, yeah, I could see that. But
you
Ash, you needed to go to the bathroom. What's up?
Although too, even don't say I'm going back to the Acolyte. Do you guys remember everybody hated the fucking not the original trilogy, 1 through 3?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Kenobi came back and Hayden came back and all of a sudden like we all forgot we hated it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's like it's part of the lore. Maybe the Acolyte and then in 5 years do the Acolyte again, but like knowing where you messed up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it grows fonder as time goes further away.
Yep.
Like
sad.
You know what I mean? Like I don't remember hating it, but I don't you know what I mean? It was
Star Wars.
Sadly, the Acolyte suffered from the same problem. The Acolyte suffered from the same problem the trilogy suffered from the prequel trilogy. The pacing was not all that great, and the storytelling beats were not where they needed to be. And you know, what's funny is all of a sudden everybody loves the prequel trilogy like it wasn't something that people hated on for the longest time. You know why? It's because now they can hate on the sequel trilogy. And they can say, oh, well, the prequel trilogy wasn't that bad. It's also because Dave Filoni masterfully made it so that people forgot the parts that they hated about the prequel trilogy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, the animated Clone Wars movies and then TV series and then Rebels.
Right.
That like really, I think, helped, you know, bridge that gap between the prequels and then the original. So
yeah, you know what's interesting? I just looked it up. You know, the last Star Wars, so in the original trilogy, Return of the Jedi came out in 1984.
Mm-hmm.
Phantom Menace came out in 1999. It was only 15 years later, but it does seem like 30 years, like you said. It feels like an entire lifetime in between the two.
Right. Well, because like we were kids when the first ones came, you know, or some of us, I don't think all of us were, but some of us were kids when they first did. And then, you know, by that time you've lived a whole life. And so you're not in the same place you were. So I totally get it. And then to have like sequels, like the last 3, and you're like, well, I'm really not even in a place that I was in the last 2 times. So it's like, I can't feel this anymore. I'm sorry. I'm just not there.
You know how some people's Batman is like Val Kilmer or George Clooney because as kids, that's who their Batman was?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's that. Like, people probably look at the OG Star Wars and are like, oh, that's cool. And look at the shiny pod racers and the this and that. Like, that's probably their Star Wars.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It's as weird as that is because it's based on this. Like, here's something better and we shined it up, but it doesn't have the heart. It doesn't have the story. It doesn't have, you know, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely does.
Totally agree.
All right. Let's move on here, guys, because we are kind of behind.
In brightest day, in blackest night, everything's gonna be all right, all right, all right.
Okay, that's not badly written. That's
we recently reported Josh Brolin was offered the role of Hal Jordan in the DC Studios Lanterns series for Max. But actually, I just saw today that he may have declined the role.
Right.
But so the next potential actors are looking for Hal Jordan are going to be Matthew McConaughey or Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor as Hal Jordan. So tacos on the table. Who do you see playing Hal Jordan in the DCU? Frey, go.
Oh, okay.
You're not Frey. Frey, go.
So my here's how I'm gonna rank them. All right. So who I want first, second, and third. Okay. Or who I think would do the best job. First, Matthew McConaughey, then Josh Brolin, and then Ewan McGregor. Because Ewan McGregor can play like slimy, but he can't play that I'm cocky, but I can also be like humble brag guy. He's not that. He can either be slimy or he can be righteous. I mean, that's really kind of how Ewan McGregor is. So that's
I gotcha. Okay, young Phil.
I was gonna say what I feel is happening here. Specifically, I think Josh Brolin has something else that he's working on right now, and he's passing on it because because it's like there's a scheduling conflict. Now, of all the people on here, Matthew McConaughey I think fits the best because he can be braggadocious, he can be cocky, he can be very misogynistic as far as the way that he can portray a character.
He can play down and out pilot too.
Yeah, like even though like if you see how he is in real life, he definitely is not. But I mean, he can play the character very well. So
isn't Matthew McConaughey tall too?
He is.
He's tall and lanky.
Right, which is kind of what you want for Hal Jordan. So I think if anybody were to play Hal Jordan, I think Matthew McConaughey is probably the best pick.
All right.
Yes.
Ash, do you see any of these 3 actors playing Hal Jordan, or would you pick somebody else?
Don't you guys feel like studios are just picking the same motherfucker? Sorry, can I cuss?
You can cuss. Yeah. Do it.
Do it. The same motherfuckers. Like it's rinse repeat. Like, hey, you were in a Marvel movie, do a DC movie. Yeah. And I'm not going to do any better because I honestly think they're never going to give him Batman or Nightwing. So why not the guy that played Soulja Boy?
Oh, Jensen Ackles.
Oh, Jensen Ackles. Yeah. Actually, Jensen Ackles is a good pick too.
He would. Actually, he would be like Dean Winchester is very similar.
Yeah. He would be a really good Hal Jordan, actually.
Yeah.
Wait,
I think he's a little short though.
Who's Dean Are you a little short for a Green Lantern? Who's Dean Winchester?
From Supernatural.
If you keep him in the air the whole time, you're not really You don't have to even need the apple box.
Ah,
Yeah, that's
You just
true.
keep
That's
them
true.
floating.
How
give them
tall
apple
is
bottom jeans.
apple boots with the fur?
Stroke the furry
That's my
wall.
Yeah,
as I call
I'm
my
in.
Saturday
I'm
night.
into that.
I would like
I
I
that.
actually
would
like that Jensen
Jen-
Ackles one better.
How
Jensen
tall?
Ackles.
How tall is Jensen Ackles compared to Nathan?
6'1". Jensen Ackles is 6'1", and what'd you say the rest?
Nathan Fillion.
Oh, because Nathan
Well, he's already Guy
Fillion is
Gardner, right?
playing Guy
He's
Gardner.
playing
Yeah.
Guy Gardner. So like if you like by comparison,
Ash, you and I are
how
the
tall
same,
are they?
totally.
6'2".
You know what would have been cool though? If Nathan Fillion played when he has the white on the sides.
have you seen the pictures of Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner? He's got a bowl.
Yeah.
He's got a bowl
But
cut. It's amazing.
But I'm saying if he did Hal Jordan, it would have to be the one where he has the white on the sides.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because this is definitely supposed to be an older Hal Jordan. That's what I was saying. Like, I would like this. I think we were talking about it last week. I would like this to be like pre-Parallax, but like right before he becomes Parallax.
Yeah.
Because then you have an excuse to do Ion when you introduce not Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, so the reason that I think that Jensen Ackles is so short is because Jared Padalecki is 6'4".
yeah, Jared Padalecki's just a big dude.
He's like abnormally, like he should have been a basketball player.
Well, it's funny because Nathan Fillion's 6'2", Jensen Ackles is 6'1", so they would be pretty comparable. Even though technically, Guy Gardner should be a lot taller than Hal Jordan, but
Actually, not. He's not that much taller. He's supposed to be like more stocky and wider.
Yeah,
like because and I don't know if this was a retcon from it because I should look into the original like Hal Jordan origin. But anyway, totally off topic. Focus. All right.
actually, Hal should be somewhat short because he was a pilot.
Well, yeah, but it was like.
But
he
it
was
doesn't look
supposed
as
to
cool.
be,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Guy Gardner's supposed to be a little bit taller, but remember Guy Gardner was also a pilot.
Was Guy a pilot? I thought he was just a cop.
He was a. Oh no, you're right. He was a cop. I'm thinking of somebody else.
Yeah,
He was a cop. As soon as I said it, I was like, wait, no, Guy Gardner was a cop. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
If the story is amazing, but somebody's supposed to be taller, does that take you out of it?
No, it's more. I kind of just want comic book accurate versions of the character. It's kind of why I've been saying I'm forgetting his name, but the dude who was in Reacher.
Oh, Alan Rickson.
I want to see Alan Rickson as Batman because the dude fits Batman's profile.
Oh yeah.
Batman is supposed to be 6'4", 280 pounds. Like I want to see a dude who is 6'4", 280 pounds play Batman.
Are you saying Tom Cruise couldn't play Batman?
No,
He could play Wolverine.
he could play Wolverine. He's only an inch taller than Wolverine. Like Tom Cruise in real life is only an inch taller than Wolverine is in the comics.
That's funny.
The person you said has the builds,
Yeah.
but I don't think, and this is a nobody saying this. I don't know if he could pull off the vulnerability of that. Might be losing my parents has affected me all the way. You know what I mean? Like
I think he could just based on the way he played Reacher and the way that he played Hawk in
Hawk was good, but he was a jealous bitch.
He was, but
Yeah.
the thing is that he has enough range where he can play the emotions. You know, it's kind of like I want to see a dude who can play pent up anger and I take it out on villains at night while I'm dressed as a bat. You know, like I think that he would be I think Alan Rickson is the perfect person to play Batman based on his build and based on his acting ability.
All right.
Anyways, we're on a tangent. We need to get back
Right.
on.
Every time you invite me, you know that's gonna happen.
Let me just say this. I'm just going to say this one thing about Alan Rickson. We'll totally get back to it.
Yeah.
I'm coming around to Alan being Batman because I think he would be a good Batman. But you know that I do have that one actor from Masters of the Air that I swear would be the perfect Batman. He looks just like him. Anyway.
He does look like Bruce Wayne. I know who you're talking about.
I don't know who you're talking about. But hey, I'm gonna bounce. Ash, been awesome. Good seeing you. Frey,
Thank you.
you're amazing. Young Phil,
Suck eggs. I love you, brother. Have a good night, man.
All right, we'll see you.
Also, by the way, shout out to your wife that was in the Instagram chat. I know Jenny was in the Instagram chat.
That's the first time ever.
I know. Catch you later, man. So moving on to the next story here, just because I am somewhat excited to hear about this. Hardcore is how I like my Superman. The latest rumor is the tone of the new Superman film will be a complete shift to hardcore sci-fi and fantasy, the exact opposite of Man of Steel, set in a world very different from ours and far removed from the DCEU. Heroes have been around for ages, and we'll see how it affected this world's history and has shaped the DCU. Gunn and the other filmmakers will explore and play in a world where heroes have been around for ages. So tacos on the table. Is this the DCU you expected, or is this a crisis?
That's what I expected. Tacos are on the table for. I expected it to be like this.
Yeah, I kind of did too, mainly because I know James Gunn is a massive nerd, and he's really big about making things comic book accurate. So I do like the idea of him doing something that is more sci-fi, but kind of in the world of all that. I wouldn't be mad at Jonathan Majors getting a second shot as John Stewart.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either. Although the Soru Diashu, who was in Slow Horses and also was the lead in Mr. Malcolm's List, would also be very good John Stewart.
Haven't they cast John Stewart already?
Yeah, I think they have, but he would be amazing as it, or as Kane.
Yeah. We'll think about like another character Jonathan Majors can play, like over the course.
Oh, he would be really good as Black Manta
if they recast Black Manta.
Well, they're not.
Oh, that's right.
That's
right. They're redoing it.
Because Momoa is going to be Lobo.
He's going to be Lobo now, right? Actually, yeah, that would be a good Black Manta.
He would be really good.
He brings the gravitas for Black Manta.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else because they've already got Mr. Terrific. So
have him play Red Tornado.
Oh.
Red Tornado could actually be fun with Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. Oh man, Red Tornado would be amazing.
Right. Ash, what do you think of this, man?
It looks like he's getting dressed for bed because it looks like a big onesie. And
it has the underwear too.
It's I don't know, man. And Esteban showed me like, well, it's based on this comic book, so it's accurate.
Right.
But
the red underwear,
it looks like padding. It looks like Roman Reigns when he used to wear his vest. Like it's all just like padding. It doesn't look like these are my fucking muscles.
But like apparently that is the like Corn Sweat actually is like kind of built like that.
I understand that. I'm just saying what I'm looking at. Since the day I saw that picture, it was more interesting when it was like Godzilla in the background. It wasn't even about the picture. It was like what they photoshopped in the background.
Yeah,
that made it awesome.
I think in the modern era, with the way that Superman's costume has been for the last like, I don't know what, the 25 years, it's not 30 years, like the last 25 years, like at least since New 52 when they kind of got rid of the underoos. I've liked that look, and now they're going back to the underoos, and it kind of throws me off a little bit. But I mean, it's not like I can't do it again.
Everybody shat on it because Cavill because it was so dark, and then now you have an even darker suit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it either way. I feel like I'm
gonna see it. They're gonna get my money, and I hope. It's hard to put your trust in your. I'm going to invest because if it doesn't make the money a studio wants, they're just gonna drop it.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's hard for like I accepted Ben Affleck as Batman. I loved Cavill as Superman. Fucking Gal Gadot, yes please.
Yes,
and it like they even gave us a little bit of it still might happen because she showed up in what's the funeral thing? I forgot what it was. What was it?
Well,
She
she
showed
was
up for
in
the-
Flash. And then was she in
Yeah.
Blue Beetle?
There was a funeral, remember? And she showed up for it, and then like
I think
that
she
was
was.
a little.
I think that was in Blue Beetle.
Okay.
Okay, so
Which
that's
is
what
not-
I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I think that was Blue Beetles. Yeah. But anyway, so now it makes me feel like Blue Beetle's not going to count because they're going to get another Wonder Woman.
Well,
I
no,
don't know.
they said Blue Beetle is technically the first movie that's canon within this new DCU. So
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't. I represent general public. Like I don't. You know what I mean? Like oh shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't do the extra little. You show me a comic book.com thing. I will look at that and look at everything, whatever. But I won't click it and like read because it doesn't ever start with the story you want to click. It'll be like Anna Paquin was born in like I don't need to know all this. Like where's the why I clicked? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
yeah, I'll tell you.
Somebody will tell me.
Yeah.
Probably us.
I know. Well, let's move on to the next story here.
So from Hunted
Oh
to
shit!
Huntress.
God,
Yeah.
The Wolverine Origins.
I'm
It's
sorry. I'm just
actually-
throwing it out there. Palm Clementif is hot.
She is.
Yeah.
That's Wolverine Origins, right?
No, that's
She
that
played
is-
Mantis.
that's
in
Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah.
But
You're thinking of Kelly Who? You're thinking of Kelly Who?
yeah, that's who. Yeah.
Yeah. Who
But
she
she
played
in
Lady
this in
Deathstrike?
that picture, she does look a lot like.
No, Origins.
Yeah,
was
that's
really
Kelly Who.
okay. She wasn't Lady Deathstrike.
No,
No, she wasn't. No, she's
Palm Clementif. So Kelly Who played Lady Deathstrike in
in
X-Men Origins.
Origins. Yeah.
Palm Clementif played Mantis in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, you're fine. Well,
Okay.
she's in talks to join
Huntress?
James Gunn's DCU as a specific character. We actually did report that a couple months ago.
Wait.
But now it's being talked about that she's actually in talks to play Helena Bertinelli, aka the Huntress. Not really really like her to be Helena Wayne, but that's a whole nother thing. Although it's noted that other roles have also been discussed with her. So
Right. Yeah, I mean, I kind of would prefer Bertinelli over Helena Wayne just because it's the Helena Wayne storyline is so obscure at this point.
how dare you? Okay.
It is though. I mean, technically, yes, she is the original version of Huntress is Bruce Wayne's daughter, but I mean, like that got retconned. It became Bertinelli. She's a mob boss's daughter, and I've always
Yeah,
liked
that's what I was gonna say. Do you think they'll change it to Yakuza or something? Or
No, I think because she's half. So I mean, like she's
okay.
yeah. I think
She's
that
French Asian.
yeah, she's half French, half
Very
Asian.
beautiful.
She is. She's fucking gorgeous. But I mean, like, I don't like. I think that they could pull it off and have her play an Italian mob boss's daughter. Just he married an Asian woman, and there you go.
Yeah.
Here's who I think she should be. Lady Shiva.
Ooh, Lady Shiva would be good too, though.
I think she would be a better Lady Shiva than Huntress.
Yeah.
I do. I just honestly, I think that would be better. I think, and I would love to see her as Lady Shiva up against a Dinah.
A
Black
smaller
Mary.
story, but isn't there a love story between them two as well?
Who Lady Shiva and Black Canary?
Oh no, I thought it was and Bruce, no? Or am I thinking of a different
I think Lady Shiva's Cassandra Cain's mom, and that was the
Damn.
assassin guy. I can't remember who was it.
Okay.
Her father was like a mercenary assassin.
Okay. I
So
could have sworn something, but
Oh,
okay.
I'm talking about what's his name? Sportsmaster?
yeah, Sportsmaster. But yeah, I think that's it. Lady Shiva's sister Cheshire. She
So dope.
she was she got down and dirty with Speedy. And Roy Harper.
He was Roy Harper was Arsenal at that point, but I mean,
You
still.
definitely want a love life with a guy named Speedy.
Yeah, well, and
he's a lot more badass when he becomes Arsenal and he gets off the drugs. So.
Oh, Arsenal's the shit. I know Arsenal.
It was so dope. All I know is if we're bringing Asian characters into this, Karen Fukuhara needs to come back and play Katana and get a second chance at Katana. She was like the only good part of that movie.
She really was. No, I absolutely agree. So yeah, but I was just like looking at that picture, and I know they like put that picture because she had the dark hair for Helena Bertinelli. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, she needs to play Lady Shiva. I don't care. She needs to play Lady Shiva because that would be perfect for her.
It's funny because like those characters specifically, if you're going with that like those versions of those characters, like all three of those sisters would lend themselves to being Asian, and it would work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Same thing with again, if we're gonna be recasting characters, I'm just throwing it out there. Dick Grayson needs to be half Chinese, and he needs to be. They need to do an Asian Dick Grayson because I think that would be fucking dope.
I think that would be amazing.
Dick Grayson looks. Yeah. Oh my God, Simu Liu would be dope, but I mean he's too big though. Like I think he's too wide. You need somebody super slender. But I've always said in the comics when you look at Dick Grayson when he becomes Nightwing, he looks like he could either be Native American or Asian.
That's Tony Daniel's fault, by the way. But yes, I say fault. He draws Nightwing.
Yeah,
I've always loved that each Robin has a different fighting style.
Yeah,
because it's like your personality and what lends yourself to it. Like it's been, I don't know. Everybody makes a Robin joke, but it's pretty cool that one's like more. It's like wrestling.
Yeah,
there's a guy that's fucking brute. There's a guy that's flippy flips,
acrobatic. Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, which by the way, did you guys both watch Cape Crusader?
Yes. Oh my God, I love it. Oh my God,
the Robin episode.
Huh?
The Robin episode.
Oh, that was.
They named all of the orphans after different Robins. I love that. Yeah, I
noticed that.
Yeah, they called Jace, and that was supposed to be Jason Todd.
Yeah,
he was Dick Grayson. They had Stephanie Brown, who's the current Robin. They had
Tim and
Timmy. It was Tim Drake.
And Carrie Kelly.
Right?
It also gives credence to everybody has their chance to be Robin. I mean, I understandably, Dick was Dick Grayson for fucking 20 years, but then we got this, and this.
Yeah.
But if you do it like this, maybe you're only Robin for 2 years. And so you can't handle it anymore. And then now we do this.
I think they want it to be a little bit more noiry and more like detective-y. And so it could be that instead of having a Robin, they're his Robins, and they
have done that before, right?
Well, now with the
Bat cover, they've done that before.
Yeah. Now with the Bat family, because you have Dick Grayson as Nightwing, and then you have Jason Todd as the Red Hood, and then you have Tim Drake as Red Robin, and then you have the current Robin being Damian Wayne.
Yeah. So I mean, there are ways to do it. It's just like, absolutely. But Diedrich Bader actually, I told him, I was like, hey, I really like on Threads or something. I was like, I really am enjoying your Harvey Dent in Batman and Cape Crusader. And he was like, it was a huge political post that he had done, and everybody was really arguing about it. But I just was like, I'm just gonna say this. And he took the time and he was like, that's so nice, thank you.
Because I mean, I really liked his Batman. I think Diedrich Bader's Batman was really good. And it's cool. Like, it's cool when you see people who played Batman at one point and they're playing other characters.
Yeah.
You know?
Diedrich, yeah.
Because he played in the Brave and the Bold. He played Batman.
Harvey Dent, right?
Yeah.
He played Harvey Dent.
Yeah, he plays Harvey Dent in Cape Crusader.
Anyways, we got to go back to the story here. So, do we believe that she could play Helena Bertinelli? Are we all in agreement on this?
Yeah, I think she could.
With what you said, yes.
Okay. So let's move on here.
Sorry, no, real quick.
Yeah.
I was guilty of this right now because I'm like, oh, maybe she would be better as this, whatever. But race should never stop you from doing anything.
Absolutely.
There's so many people. She's Mexican. Why is she playing Native American? It's not disrespect. It's the actor is playing a person. It doesn't need to be that race. It's just you're playing a character. Unless it's
on the verge of parody. So like if you
exactly.
You're a white person playing a Mexican, but you're like making fun of Mexicans, that's probably not cool. But I mean,
absolutely. Or if you're playing T-Hawk in Street Fighter, you just don't do it. Yeah. So what I just meant was like it just shouldn't stop you because there's a way to explain away something.
Right.
If it's that, because when you said, oh, maybe he married an Asian woman, like, oh, yeah, absolutely, like, yeah, all good, like, so it was what I was guilty of, but I love La Bamba, and that gets played by a Filipino person, and I do not care. That was my La Bamba. I do not care. It's the reason I picked up a guitar. I don't care. So like, it shouldn't just let you stop. Like, it shouldn't. Nobody should hate it because of this, because that other race might be hired to play another race. You just never know.
Right.
So it just pigeonholes you to be like, no, we can't do it because she's not Native American. Whatever character, it sucks because then you have to pick the best of whoever auditioned.
Right.
You know what I mean?
This is also there are plenty of actors of a certain race that can get the role, but a lot of times they don't because it's like, well, they're not going to be relatable. Well, you know, if a certain character is pick. There are actors looking for work that are good actors that don't get a chance. Give them the chance.
Yeah.
Or exactly. I was going to say even too, she's perfect, but it's Catwoman, and we need it to be. You know what I mean? Like we need her. Studios are not willing to fucking take a chance, which I fucking hate. Mm-hmm. And that's because you know what I mean. Like they,
well, like the argument with Zoe Kravitz, people were talking about, they're gonna make her black. Well, she was black in the comics, so I mean, like there was a and
they've already done that with Halle Berry. Like no one.
But I'm saying like Eartha Kitt played her in the '60s, so I mean, like you know, like there's plenty of versions of different characters, and you can make a new version of a character.
Yep.
You know what I mean? As long as it makes sense.
Speaking of which. I just cut you off like 8 times on your own show. I'm so sorry. What do you think of Oswalda?
I loved her. Oh my God. Oswalda was a character that I did not know I needed because like she is so brutal, man. Like and the thing is that you could not get that with the male version of that character, mainly because she was willing to kill her own son in order to keep them quiet. Right? Like you could not get that with the male version of the Penguin because the Penguin's the male version of the Penguin's demeanor is different, and she was so much more believable as a female character.
Yeah, I liked all the way that they did all of the characters.
Yeah,
like how they started with Harley Quinn, and they, I mean, like
Harley Quinn's version of Harley Quinn not being influenced by the Joker. I kind of like that. I like that she was just like she was like a criminal mastermind in the way she did things. Plus, the darkness of the way she did things made her so much more of a threat than Arlene Sorkin's version of Harley.
Well, it's all science. Like she's just that, no ethics, all science kind of thing. And so I loved that. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I do think because of how she was created. It needed the arc of the, subservient to the turn to the I'm my own character to now the Joker's not like it needed that whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Her whole arc of characters is this where we can be able to do this. Like, because there's even talk of the way she starts with the gas. maybe instead of a bunch of Harleys, there's going to be a bunch of Jokers.
Yeah. Well, they if you didn't get to the end, there's a cameo from the Joker in the post-credit scene at the end of the series. So I love that, you know, they told so many stories without having to rehash the Joker, and then they just did a tease of the Joker at the end. That wasn't even like a full tease. Like, you don't see him in his makeup, you don't see him in all this other stuff. And I can't wait to see the take on the Joker that they do with this.
Yeah,
Because it's going to be very different from what everybody's used to.
Last thing about that, the thing I want to see is, do you remember how she had targets?
Yeah.
All Joker wants to do is bring Batman out for another challenge, for another this.
Right.
It would be cool if she's the one giving him the target because she wants this person taken out, or she wants this corporation taken out.
Like if the Joker's brainwashed.
Blow up whatever, and he's like, as long as Batman's going to be there, I'm good. I think that would be cool.
What I would love is if you get the Joker is somebody who Harley brainwashed. You don't know his past or anything like that. And he starts off as a brainwashed dude, but then has a psychotic break and becomes his own character. Like, I would love if they reverse roll it and he becomes what Harley started off as.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good take on the Joker.
She made him that, and that's why she's so dedicated. That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm glad I thought of it.
Absolutely. Throwing it out there. Tim, I know you listen to the show. Mr. Bruce Tim, I know you listen to the show, so please take that idea.
There you
go. I know James in the chat saying we should skip some news. It's going to be a long night. So let's move on to the next story here, which again, more news that I'm excited for. Swinging into some Spider-Man 4 news, Shang-Chi director Destin Daniel Cretton is in talks to helm Spider-Man 4 for Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures. According to Deadline, he is the top choice for the job to take over the franchise from director John Watts. Cretton also previously set to direct Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. He is currently working on Marvel's Wonder Man series. So talk is on the table. Does Destin Daniel Cretton get your Spidey 4 senses tingling?
Yes.
Talk
is on the table.
I would love it because I think that he does action well. I think he does dialogue well. I think that he can do really good dynamic between characters. So I think that he would do a good job with Spider-Man.
Yeah, I do too.
All right. So all of our on the table. Let's move on.
Okay. All right. Fuck it. I'm sorry, James. The only thing good about the Acolyte was when they lost their lightsabers, the hand to hand. So you never know. Like maybe this one would be the Spider-Man where it's gonna be like, this is how I learned it. This is Tom Holland part 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you never. Do you get what I mean? Like maybe this will be the different version of a Spider-Man,
right?
Because I don't know. That's just...
supposedly everything's supposed to be leading into the black suit Spider-Man. This is also supposed to be in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. So, and they're saying that it's supposed to take place. Everything in this time frame is supposed to take place on Battle World. So it makes sense that we would finally get the black suit Spider-Man.
This is because of the end of, is it Venom 2 or is it end of part 3?
No.
Remember only the symbiote came through the little whatever.
Right. I think that they're probably gonna do something on there, but it's not gonna be like he goes up to a machine, presses a button, and it gives him the black suit like it was in the comics, right?
No, of course not.
I think
hopefully he does this.
God. But I do think that they're finally going to do the black suit Spider-Man. We're probably going to get a true to form version of Venom. I
would even want it to be the whole movie, and that's how he beats a certain person, and then we lose the black suit in the next one.
Oh, yeah, no,
I give it a whole thing.
I don't want Venom in this movie, but I would love to see him get the black suit. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he technically got a black suit before, but it was the stealth suit. I want to see him get the black suit and then in the next movie have that whole dynamic of Spider-Man losing everything and just kind of losing his composure and becoming kind of like slightly crazy.
Yeah.
And then we get Venom, which means in this movie, we also need to get introduced to Eddie Brock and like a real version of Eddie Brock.
Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar. Let's get Brock Lesnar as Eddie Brock. No, we don't need
that
him.
would be dope. He's a way better character than he was in the 90s, 2000s.
Yeah.
He could probably do it now.
We definitely need a big dude to play Eddie Brock. Right. I mean,
Alan Rickson.
Tom Hardy would have been.
He wanted to play everything.
I mean, they're not going to do that version of him again unless they have Tom Hardy come in and play and actually play him as a angry, vengeful dude. You know, the way that he should be, guy that just hates Peter Parker.
You know what Sony would do is they would let that movie happen, and then Venom 4 will be that fucking Venom versus him. It would be a weird good guy Venom versus a bad guy Venom. It would be a weird thing.
Yeah, I could, because we already know, they haven't even announced it yet, but we know that the main villain in the next movie is gonna be what's his name? The god of the symbiotes. Null. We know it's gonna be Null. They haven't earned Null, but they're gonna do it.
I don't want that. I want Maximum Carnage. I want Maximum Carnage, and I would be happy.
I love a full-on Maximum Carnage.
All right.
I would just be done.
Yeah, let's move on to the next story. I'm sorry, we're gonna keep going if we don't. So let's move on to the next story. But yes, 100%. And I want Doppelganger, and I want Hobgoblin. Yeah! Let's move on. Let's move on. Sorry.
I don't know if I can actually say this line with all sincerity. I still love you 3000. I don't know about that right now.
I love you 3000.
Is that the little girl from Iron Man?
Yes.
Yeah. So Catherine Langford was hired to play that older version of Tony Stark's daughter, Morgan Stark, at the end of Endgame, after he gives up his, he sacrifices himself. Right. But she did not end up in that final cut. Now she might just be getting her chance to really step into the MCU. So according to rumor, there are plans for Langford to reprise her role as Morgan in a future MCU project. Okay, so we know it's going to be Young Avengers. Instead of this being an adult version of the little girl introduced in Avengers Endgame, this would more likely be a multiversal role. Marvel Studios has moved on from Kang the Conqueror, meaning it's possible Morgan could fill the void left by Iron Lad in a possible Young Avengers project. Yeah, I mean, she could be Dr. Doom's daughter.
Oh, yeah.
That turns into like Iron Lass or something or whatever. Traveling back in time to save the future sounds like a very Stark-like thing to do.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So talk is on the table. Will Morgan Stark fly into the MCU?
I 100% believe that we are going to get Morgan Stark just because she didn't get her chance in the last movie. I love the idea of her being a variation of Iron Lad. That would
I think it'd be awesome. Yeah, my tacos on the table.
Yeah, no, I think I'm going through 13 Reasons Why. That's not the same girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she was in 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, she was in 13.
Oh shit! Okay, so that looks exactly like that girl, which makes me love that 13 Reasons Why more. Small tangent, because I know I've already done like 8 of them. There is a storyline where Ironheart, her Jarvis is Tony Stark. Mm-hmm. Am I tripping or am I not?
And we've been saying for a while that would be a good way to bring Tony Stark back in, but
right, that was a thing.
Yeah,
I know I saw that. Okay. Anyway, God damn, that would be heartwarming if she played Ironheart and that was her Jarvis was her dad. That would be. You would cry every fucking episode.
Like a multiversal Ironheart.
Yeah, that'd be so fucking dope.
Or she could be Rescue.
I was gonna say she'd probably be better as Rescue, or she'd be again, a multiversal version of Iron Lad.
Yeah,
would be
no,
great,
yeah.
you know?
There's so many different ways you could go with it.
You never know that they could both exist, and that's their Jarvis. Just so that it's not a one or the other. It's just a the people keeping the team intact.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the original idea that they had, where it's like Tony uploads his entire consciousness into an AI, and he becomes an AI for the system. Like everybody was saying, like that would be good in Ironheart for him to become the AI.
Yeah,
you know, the way that Jarvis was the AI, or Friday, his girl Friday was the AI in the newer suits. But
or Edith.
Do you remember in Iron Man 1, and he goes, "I'll be back for," he looks at the black suit and is like, "I'll be back, baby," or something along those lines. That'd be cool if there was like a nod to right before Ironheart doesn't know if she's gonna live or die in this battle. It's like a last little thing to her that unlocks the suit in a different room somewhere. You get what I mean? Like, I don't know. Just
because he hadn't worn he hadn't wore the suit yet, so that was a War Machine reference that we ended up getting in the second movie.
Right. Like it would be cool. Like if it was like right when, I don't know, Ironheart's is talking to her just to say goodbye, but it's a I love you 3000, and that unlocks her suit in a totally different. All we see is the lights come up, and then we all know what that means. Does that make sense? All right.
Yeah, like she's giving her the mantle. Like something happens to Ironheart, and she gets.
I mean, she's gonna live, but she doesn't. The Ironheart doesn't know she's gonna live. That continues on.
Right.
Yeah. Iron Lad. Yeah. Sorry.
No, we're fine.
I love nerding out on different scenarios.
You're good.
So again, moving on, just because we have so much to cover. Spider-Man, bumping Spider-Man. It might be even longer until Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse swings its way into theaters. A new report indicated that Beyond the Spider-Verse will likely be delayed to at least 2027, in part due to the proximity of Destin Daniel Cretton's Spider-Man 4. The report also claims that Sony Pictures has scrapped most of the existing work on Beyond the Spider-Verse due to a creative overhaul, but the animators are relieved to have more time to work on the sequel. So, tacos on the table. Are you willing to let your Spidey sense tingle for Beyond the Spider-Verse if that means that you get Spider-Man 4?
Sure. Tacos are on the table.
I'm not too happy about it because Spider-Man 4, that'll be cool and whatnot, but nothing is more Spider-Man than the Spider-Verse movies.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But if we'll get both. That's the thing. And we may not get a 4 if they don't bump this one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Still on tacos?
Yeah, James is trying to move us
Miguel
around.
would not have worked if it wasn't for us nerds knowing 2099.
Yeah.
So they took a big chance on that because, well, why is this the bad guy? And he really wasn't. It's just I'm trying to put together my plan and get this. This is the way this works.
Right.
And if 4 isn't as successful as the other ones, then you still have Beyond the Spider-Verse to look forward to because those have been slam dunks. And the animators get more time, so it's not as much of a crunch.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm excited for just after the end of the last movie. I'm just like, I need more Miles. I need to see Miles as the Prowler because that seems like such a cool concept.
Yeah.
Of Miles fighting Miles, and it's like Spider-Man Miles versus Prowler Miles, and it's like that's so dope.
Are you guys old enough to know Old Dog?
Oh yeah. Old Dog. That's
Dog.
Oh, what's his name? He was in Star Wars recently.
He was in Star Wars recently?
Yeah.
Manny.
Him at that age would have been a good bad Miles.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I'm just saying that it's not the person I was thinking of. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. But yes, so that is it for rumors. I know James is like, no more tacos, but it is it for rumors. That is it for rumors. So let us move on, guys, because it is now time for the download, and we still have a lot to cover here too. So let's get into the download. All right.
For more news, trailers, reactions, check out Distance Nerdington post. Let us know what you're nerding out on.
Yeah, we're gonna start off with some sad news here.
Yes. And remember, these are just bite sized, so we don't have to look at the stars. The great kings look down on us from those stars, and so will I. That was James Earl Jones. He said that as Mufasa. Right. The world has lost one of its most revered voices. Legendary actor James Earl Jones has passed away at the age of 93. An amazing career that spanned more than 7 decades, Jones left a big mark on both stage and screen. His portrayal of the villainous Sith Lord elevated Star Wars into a cultural phenomenon. Also, Mufasa, the wise and noble Lion King in Disney's The Lion King. From the baseball classic Field of Dreams to his wonderful portrayal of Admiral Greer in The Hunt for Red October and Patriot Games. He was nominated for a lead actor Oscar for his role in The Great White Hope and was given an honorary Oscar at the 2012 ceremony. He is an 8-time Emmy nominee. His 2 wins both came in 1991, lead actor in a drama series for Gabriel's Fire, and supporting actor in a mini-series or special for Heatwave. As we remember James Earl Jones, we reflect on a career that not only spanned generations, but also shaped them.
Yeah. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones, man. He had a good life, 93 years old. I kind of had a feeling it was coming soon, as much as I didn't want it to.
Yeah.
The man not only defined my childhood, but he was in way more than the movies that we just named off here. He was in a lot of influential movies. He was in the
Conan movie.
Conan. He was in the Sandlot. That's right. He played the snake guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did so many plays, so many.
That's how he got found. He was on stage, and they were like, "We like his voice. We don't like David Prowse's voice. Let's get this guy with this deep voice to do this character for us," and he did it.
And he was the voice of CNN.
That's right. He was the voice of CNN. You are now watching CNN.
Yes.
Or no, this is CNN.
Yeah, this is CNN.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he had a long career. It's sad that he has passed away. But he outlived a lot of people.
Yeah, he did. Again, rest in peace, James Earl Jones. Let's move on, because I'm going to be too depressed to do anything else if I don't. On to some abs news, because Aaron Taylor Johnson and Tom Hardy, 2 men who have beautiful abs, are teaming up with director Cary Fukunaga, who directed how many episodes of Star Wars, for a feature film adaptation of the Joe Nesbo crime thriller Blood on Snow, set in the 1970s Oslo, where 2 rival gang leaders, Hoffman and the fisherman Hardy, Hoffman and the fisherman, who's played by Hardy, vie for control. So we do have
I'll do it.
Go for it.
Venom versus Craven Opsis. Sony will probably do it. Synopsis.
This saddens me that they're gonna do this, but Venom versus Craven Opsis. Sony will probably do it. Synopsis. Synopsis. That's probably how Sony feels. But in reality, the reality is that's how we all feel about it. Actually,
I'm still thinking about the abs.
I was gonna say, actually, to be on like how everybody actually feels is. The synopsis reads: Hoffman's trusted hitman, Olav, played by Abs Johnson, is a cold, efficient killer perfect for the job. But beneath his ruthless exterior lies an unexpected intelligence and an unwavering moral code shaped by a complicated childhood. When Hoffman orders his own wife to be murdered,
Wow.
Olav's principles clash with his loyalties. Instead of pulling the trigger, he hatches a scheme that makes him Hoffman's next target, and with nowhere safe to turn, Olaf forms an uneasy alliance that places him at the heart of Oslo's deadly gang war. No date set for Abs, but Abs are coming.
I liked it better when it was called The Replacement Killers.
There you go. So from
I don't know how I ended up on this one because I wanted to read this one, but go for it.
So from Abs to When Bree Goes Bad. The casting for Amazon MGM Studios and Mattel Films live action film adaptation of Masters of the Universe continues with the addition of Allison Brie, who is taking on the role of the villain Evelyn. She joins the previously cast Camila Mendez, who is set to play Tila, and Nicholas Galazzini, who will be taking on the role of He-Man. Masters of the Universe is being produced by Escape Artists and Mattel Films for release exclusively in theaters worldwide on June 5th, 2026.
I'm excited for this just because hopefully it does everything justice.
I think she'll be a good Evelyn. I like Evelyn.
Also, I love that they chose to use Super Evelyn as the picture.
Yeah.
She was such a dope character.
Yep.
Yes, but let's and she actually does kind of look like Evelyn. So
I could absolutely see that.
Yeah. So again, moving on to the next headline here. Not only murders in the building, but new seasons. Hulu has officially renewed Steve Martin and Martin Short and Selena Gomez's fantastic murder series, or mystery series, Only Murders in the Building for season 5. The 5th season will consist of 10 episodes. Season 4 is running now through October 29th on Hulu. Moving on to Potter news, because Alahomora Potterheads. The search is underway for the new trio of young actors to play the iconic roles of Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, and Hermione Granger in HBO's upcoming TV series. The Cabler officially launched an open casting call this weekend for children from the UK and Ireland to audition for the leads in the HBO original series. The note possibly revealed the targeted start of production date for the series, as it stipulates that the young actors must be between the ages of 9 and 11 in April of 2025. That is 7 months from now, which is how long it took to find the original trio. Deadline reports that the casting call notes include language that has become an industry standard, stating, "We are committed to inclusive, diverse casting. For every role, please submit qualified performers without regard to ethnicity, sex, disability, race, sexual orientation, gender identity, or other basic basis I think it is supposed to say basic, or any other basic protected by or any other no, I was right. Any other basis protected by law unless otherwise specifically indicated." God, legally sucks. The casting call follows the recent hire of Succession duo Francesca Gardnier and Mark Mylod as writer and director on the Harry Potter series, respectively, after extensive showrunner search. The series, which originated on Max before moving to HBO, is described as a faithful adaptation of J.K. Rowling's books and will feature a new cast.
Well, I mean that you can't, use the time turner on them and take them back to when they were kids. So yeah, they would have to have a new cast.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool, fun times. This ain't your mama's Sparkle Circle.
Oh God, sparkly vampires.
The Twilight Universe novel Midnight Sun is getting an animated series adaptation at Netflix. The project, which has been given a straight-to-series order, has entered development at the global streamer and comes from Lionsgate. You know, Lionsgate. There they go again. A Lionsgate Television, whose movie studio sibling released the Twilight Saga. The Twilight companion novel is a retelling of Twilight from the perspective of Edward Cullen. Robert Pattinson's performance as Edward in the 2008 film Twilight was informed by Midnight Sun, as Meyer shared her then unfinished manuscript with the actor. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, okay. So we're getting sparkly vampires who are basically fanfic of. Twilight's not fanfic. It's the. It was the other stupid movie that was fanfic of Twilight.
The 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey. That's right.
Yeah.
Destro, vampires in skinny jeans.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sorry. This whole thing is misleading because this isn't Midnight Suns.
Yeah.
Midnight Suns is so much better than Sparkly Vampires.
Hey,
you know what?
That book was actually pretty good. All right.
What, Midnight Suns?
Yeah, I actually read all of the Twilight books. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no. Midnight Suns has Blade, and I would prefer Blade to be in this movie killing all these vampires. Let's move on to the next headline here.
I feel this one right now. She is beauty, she is grace. She will definitely punch you in the face.
Absolutely will.
Prime Video is developing a Reacher spinoff series that will center on Maria Sten's fan favorite character, Frances Neely, and it will be titled Neely. The project is on the fast track to development, and Reacher showrunner Nick Santora has teamed with Nicholas Wooten to develop the project. The author of the Jack Reacher books, Lee Child, is producing the series. There are no details to share other than what I just said. So I like her. I was actually talking to Husby about this.
Yeah.
That because we're huge Reacher fans, but I was like, is it when you do spinoffs? It's like, is it you love the character as themselves, or you love the character because of how they highlight and interact with the main character of the original?
Right.
And I think with her, I like her as herself.
Yeah.
So
Neely is a fun character either way, and I would love to see kind of like what she got up to in like, what was it, like the 10 years from when they got out of the army to when they meet up again.
I mean, she's a private detective now. So
right.
After this last season of Reacher. So I definitely could see them going back like the detective, that, private detective thing where she's helping people every week, that kind of thing. So
yeah, be fun. Yeah. All right, so let's jump into the regular news here, get into out of the headlines and getting into the download itself. Whew. The MCU is about to get more specially. Something like that. All right. 2 of the highest rated TV or film projects to hit Disney Plus are the Marvel special presentations, Werewolf by Night and the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. According to Marvel producer and head of TV at Marvel, Brad Winderbaum, we can look forward to more of them. In a recent interview with Comic Book, friends of the show, comicbook.com, Winderbaum was asked if the studio would produce more special presentations and if he thought it would happen anytime soon. Winderbaum responded, "Yes, I do." Feige even confirmed that one special presentation is already in production. However, he also confirmed that it will not arrive until 2025. So we will have to wait until 2026 to see this project. Are you guys excited for more special presentations, or did you guys even see the first 2 special presentations?
I saw them.
Okay.
And I'm excited about this one.
What do you think it's going to be?
Ghost Rider.
Oh my God, yes. What about Ash? What do you think, man? Did you watch the first 2 specials?
No. No. I'm all thinking, but No, I didn't see him. I know I wanted to see him. That's the other guy from Easy Mama También.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the other guy. It's not Andor guy. It's the other guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen that yet. I didn't know if it was gonna be gory. I'm not a real big gore guy.
No,
But-
it was all in black and white, and
Yeah.
there was very little blood. It's like really like an old school, like black and white, like creature from the Black Lagoon type, like
Right.
50s, 60s kind of thing. It was really well done. It's actually, I liked the I want to say Man Thing. It's not Man Thing, but that special more than I liked the Guardians holiday special, and I really liked the Guardians holiday.
Yeah.
Special.
I was gonna say I like the Guardians holiday special. I think the best part of the Guardians holiday special is that they got Kevin Bacon to show up in it and play himself.
Yeah,
was
no, I
awesome.
mean, I thought that was great.
Yeah. It was good. I mean, the opening scene in that movie in the special was good too. But I mean, like, it was pretty funny. I did enjoy it immensely. I know Graveyard is not a big fan of Werewolf by Night because it wasn't enough horror for him.
Yeah.
Look on her face right now. But like, I enjoyed. I enjoyed the kind of the atmosphere and the way they did it. I think that the way that they shot it and the way that it was done could only be done by a music composer.
Yeah.
Because there's a music to the way that entire thing was filmed.
Yes. It's
really
nice. Yeah.
Because the director, it was his directorial debut, and he is a music composer for Marvel.
He actually scored the Marvel theme.
Yes, he's
like
the Marvel theme, right?
And the Avengers theme and all that. Yeah, Michael Giacchino.
Right. So I love kind of like they gave him that chance, and he was able to pull it off in a way that felt almost reminiscent to the old Universal movies.
Yeah, I loved it. I do love those old Universal movies, like the old school Wolfman, where you're like, that's a guy with a Wolfman mask on. I mean, you know it is, but you're like, no, it's really a Wolfman.
Yeah. And it very much is the Wolfman. Like, it does feel like the Wolfman. And it's funny how like now they're doing the Wolfman movie that's coming out, and I think this version still looks better than the one that's in the
right?
big Wolfman movie.
And how could you not love Ted?
Yeah.
Ted is such a sweetheart. I just love him so much.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, was anybody expecting Man Thing to show up inside of that?
No, but I loved it. But he's so sweet. I love him. I want a plushie.
And then also establishing vampires in the universe, which basically just makes it so that we can transition to Blade a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it opened that door wide, and you got Elsa Bloodstone. You introduced her. You introduced Jack Terrier.
Right.
Jack Russell. Sorry, I call him Jack Terrier. Jack Russell. And you got Man Thing. You got Ted. So that's 3 characters in that world that are pretty well established in that world. So it was good. And he did it in like an hour.
Right.
So it was great.
Did considering that Ash hasn't watched it, did you watch the colored version that came out later?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Actually, I was like, no, I like it the way that it was, because that's the way he wanted it.
Right.
And then
they re-released it in color the next year.
Yeah, I know, but I like that. I like the original thing.
I haven't watched it in color. I watched it in black and white. I liked it. I like the way it looked in black and white. I think the only reason I would go back and rewatch it in color is to see what Man Thing looks like on screen.
Yeah, he does look really spooky in black and white, and so he may not be as spooky. So yeah, that might be.
I think he would just look cool and
definitely.
You know. But okay, so let's move on to the next story here.
But Ash, we do recommend, if you were gonna watch, like,
yes,
you have a couple hours to just kill.
I will. I'll end up watching it.
Yeah,
and you'll like the Guardians one. It's got a lot of really fun songs in it, and it's wacky.
Yeah, and it does kind of lead into Guardians 3, like in a really good way. Some really funny.
The holiday thing. Oh, I saw the holiday one. I just didn't see.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street or whatever it's called.
Wolf of Wall Street. Sandra Betty in the chat said it the best way. It was something different for Disney, but it was still good in a more family friendly way. So it's not like it's not really gory. There are kind of like scenes that are kind of like a little shocking because you're not expecting a monster to show up and be monstrous on Disney. But it also was not like, like gory or overly scary, like
a lot more like jump scares, like you build it up and you scare yourself kind of thing. Like you're like, oh, what's around that corner? And then there's
especially because like the scenes where Werewolf by Night starts kind of going after people, they're like kind of cutscenes. So like getting away from the horror, but it's implied that he's killing everybody in the room. So
that's cool.
A lot of that's done like old school. I'm telling you, if you have watched those old black and white horror movies that were like old Universal,
it's very old school Wolfman.
It is really old school Wolfman. So
so we'll move on to the next story here because it is also something I'm very excited for, something that we definitely need to talk about just because we know a guy who influenced the hell out of this. To Infinity Gauntlet and beyond. Not long ago, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige confirmed that they are currently developing a Nova series for Disney Plus. Now, Marvel Studios head of streaming, television, and animation, Brad Winderbaum, again, is also talking about the project and offers a little bit of insight regarding what we can expect from the tone. During a recent interview with the Phase Zero podcast, how come he can't do an interview with us? Winderbaum described the Nova
we
series.
Asked him to?
Actually, I haven't, and then maybe I will. Winderbaum described the Nova series as an amazing ensemble piece with a great cast of characters, and he indicated that both Richard Rider and Sam Alexander will appear. Oh my
you
God!
just shut your mouth. That's no way.
We talked about this. I said. They said that, so they announced that Sam Alexander was going to be in the series, was going to focus on Sam Alexander, right? Mm-hmm. And I kept saying, I would like to see Richard Rider as like maybe a mentor or something. He confirmed that Richard Rider is going to be in it. That is exactly what it's going to be. Okay. Yep. Sorry, I'm excited. He also said that the show will have shades of both Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica, which is something that I'm sure fans would embrace and love. Guys, I need your thoughts on this because you can already see I'm stupid stoked about this.
Go first, Ash.
It looks amazing. I don't know much about Nova other than the back of the Marvel 1 and Series 2 cards.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's good.
So think the Green Lantern.
Yeah, he's like a space cop.
He's a space cop, so he doesn't have like the whole willpower and I can create things. Yeah. But he does have like super strength. He does have like super speed. He's a cop with amnesia essentially. And he's a really good character. Like Nova's he's basically think of like the Nova Corps from Guardians of the Galaxy in the first movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's like essentially like the super cop from the Nova Corps.
I got you. Yeah. I again, other than the back of the card, I think it's gonna be awesome.
Right.
And I'm happy it's not. I'm happy we're branching out other than like the Hulk and this and that. Like I'm happy about that.
It's funny because both versions that they're doing of the guys from that have been Nova are both like human, right? And Richard Rider gets amnesia. He gets basically kidnapped and he gets Kree kind of like augmentations and becomes like the guardian of Xandar, essentially.
They kind of swiped it for Captain Marvel.
Yeah, he is very similar to Captain Marvel.
Yeah, they Captain Marvel and Nova like are always like teaming up to do like missions and stuff. They're like really, because Captain Marvel with the whole Kree and their what are they? What are the Nova Corps? What Xandarians?
Xandarian, yeah.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, so like they team up a lot. So, and that's it. But I'm thinking, here's what I think. This is what I would like to see when they say Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
I want it to be like he's the Mandalorian, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
Not like he has to
Lone
take
Rider.
but like, yeah, like he's that, like, one Nova, people are scared of that because they're like, oh, you can't beat like how they used to be about the Mandalorians all the time. It's like, oh no, if you go up against Mandalorian, you're gonna get your ass kicked, kind of thing. I want to see that. That's what I want to see from the Nova
I feel like
series.
what's gonna happen here is in universe, Xandar's been destroyed. So I feel like what it is Richard Rider was off planet and is the last survivor of the Nova Corps. Which actually does kind of follow Chris Mariden's run a little bit. And then he's training Sam Alexander because he's trying to reestablish the Nova Corps again.
Yeah.
Right. And he's just like, goes to Earth, finds Sam Alexander and starts training Sam Alexander. Sam Alexander is a very different character from Richard Rider, but they're both, they're similar in movesets and stuff. So I love the idea of getting both versions of Nova.
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
Yeah. And having it be something along the lines of, rather than being the strongest member of the Nova Corps, he's the last survivor of the Nova Corps.
Yeah, I like that. And then also it could be very much like Batman Beyond.
Yeah, that'd be cool too.
Yeah. So. Cool.
And then Destro in the chat saying there's going to be plenty of Guardians making cameos for sure, especially with the new Guardians team that we have. It'd be cool to see all of them in this. So
that would be fun.
Yeah.
But I would rather ask a very important question.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting for this question.
Well, change the picture.
I'm going to when you say it.
Oh. Where are my witches at?
That's right.
You can expect to see more of Ms. Agatha following the events of the upcoming Disney Plus series Agatha All Along. Apparently, Brad Winderbaum can't keep his mouth shut. Recently, he told Screen Rant.
Yeah, that's a third podcast. A different podcast.
When you have an icon like Catherine Hahn and what she has brought to the screen with Agatha, you just want to see more of her. So yes, there will be more Agatha in the future of the MCU. Yes. She's in an episode of What If Season 3.
Oh, nice.
I shouldn't say more, but it's one of my favorite episodes ever done. And it may involve the giant musical number. And she's just incredible. And we all want to see more of her. Marvel Television's Agatha All Along will cast a spell on Disney Plus on September 18th. It's going to be next week, and I'm so excited, and I can't wait. I'm going to wear my witch hat.
So all I've gotten from this story is that we need to get Brad Winderbaum on the show so he can give us an exclusive.
Right.
I'm going to tweet at him right now.
Right. Hey, dude, you've been on every freaking podcast except ours.
We would like an exclusive as well. Would you like to talk at LA Comic-Con?
There you go. So, Ash, what do you think? Did you watch WandaVision?
Yeah. I'm excited. From what I saw, the trailer, I don't know what to expect, so I'm interested, but I don't know how in I'm in, I am, but
yeah,
I'm in.
This is the third property. This is the third property where I'm going to be expecting Mephistopheles to show up.
Mephisto?
Yeah, because it makes sense for him to show up, just because I kind of was hoping he was going to show up in in Multiverse of
WandaVision?
Madness
Oh yeah, yeah. I could. Yeah.
because she had the dark hold and they had the whole they had Mount Wondergore and everything. So it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm kind of expecting Mephisto to show up and just be like, I'm the mastermind and I'm the puppet master, but it's like it didn't happen. I'd love for him to show up in this because it is an entire coven of witches.
Yep.
Right. So you have Mephisto show that he's the reason that everybody has power to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like you and like maybe towards the end of the show, they have to fight Mephisto and that gives that. I would love that. I would love to get kind of like a rebellion against Mephisto.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think I could see. Well, I mean, Agatha Harkness is like she's pretty central in the MCU
and that's
in
what
the supernatural world. Yeah. So I mean,
exactly.
I could see that.
I was gonna say like maybe that gives us she's not necessarily a good guy, but that makes it so that she gets to that point where she becomes the mentor.
Yep.
That she is in like the rest of the overall Marvel universe.
And the nanny.
And the nanny. Oh, maybe we get Boba.
Boba.
You remember the million quote unquote clues that this is all Mephisto?
Yeah.
That would be cool if that was in this as well, and you realize that it was all along Mephisto, and it was because you could watch it again in a different. You could watch that the WandaVision again in a different light.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, they were giving it away because it was this and this and that.
Yep.
Because there's so many clues that if you're a comic fan, you see all of these Mephisto clues, and that's why so many people are like, when is Mephisto showing up? Because we've seen all the clues. We all know it's coming. We know Mephisto's coming.
Yeah.
Or maybe Mephisto doesn't actually show up and he is a post-credit character on this, and that leads into so he is supposed to be an Ironheart, but I was gonna say that leads into Ghost Rider.
I could, yeah.
Because remember,
because
he plays a massive role in Ghost Rider.
That's true.
And they've already said, or at least Feige has said that when Ghost Rider shows up, it's going to be more than one version of Ghost Rider.
That's cool.
I
should do that.
I like that Feige has been doing this whole thing where it's like, rather than starting off with one version of a character, I'm just going to drop 2 or 3 versions of the character at once, and then you get like these team ups that we've only seen seldomly in the comics, right? Like maybe we're going to get Cosmic Ghost Rider with Johnny Blaze, right?
Mm-hmm. Or Robbie Reyes and Cosmic Ghost Rider, or Robbie Reyes and Johnny Blaze.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
or it's somebody on their way out because this is the last time I can do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, like if I earned my way to heaven or whatever the situation is.
Yeah, if anything, that would be either what's his name? The Vintage Rider. I'm trying to remember his name.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, the guy who came before Johnny Blaze. So like maybe it's him, or maybe it's we're getting to the point where Johnny Blaze is passing the torch to Robbie Reyes.
Yeah, could be that.
Right. So I mean, yeah, it's either way. Mephisto plays a big part in that, and I'm excited to finally get Mephisto in the story if that's where they're going. But I do want to see more Agatha Harkness. I think she's a great character, especially with the way that they've revamped her. She's just not like a weird old lady right now.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Because that just makes it more fun that she's just not the weird old lady. She is an interesting character. And she's not just like a mentor character like she is in the comics.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the name, but
the Vintage Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah. But while you're looking that up, let's get to this last story here. So I'm pretty
Carter Slade.
Carter Slade, that's right.
Okay.
He's the one with the flaming horse.
Yes.
Yeah. But moving into this last story, so Chris Smith goes to Washington, and I'm sure that this Chris Smith goes to Washington is going to get an Emmy, like Mr. Smith goes to Washington.
There you go.
James Gunn. I'm sorry, that is a reference that like most people on here are probably not going to understand.
Mr. Smith goes to Washington because that's exactly why I did it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Most people are not going to understand it. We do. James Gunn has been working diligently on the new DC universe while fans have been focused on the new Superman movie. Gunn has also has a couple of TV projects cooking, including season 2 of the Suicide Squad spinoff, Peacemaker. When asked for a season 2 update on Threads, Gunn said that he's on Threads, and start talking to James Gunn on Threads. Well, I mean, that he's active like that on Threads.
He says hi.
Hi, James. Gunn said that John Cena and the gang will be back for more outrageous adventures in 2025 after Superman, but it's not going to have Jason Momoa as as the dude who fucks fish. The DCU reboot flies into theaters in July, which means we can expect Peacemaker season 2 sometime in the second half of the year. Gunn recently took to social media to reveal a first official look at the new helmet John Cena's character, Christopher Smith, will don when he makes his return. The photo shows the helmet from the back, but it's clearly a new design, possibly inspired by the future state version of the character. We have back helmet people. We also have merch people, because ladies and gentlemen, we got merch people.
I know we probably want to talk about it, but I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, I know. It's easy joke. But yes, that I like the helmet that we're getting right here. I am excited for more Peacemaker. Peacemaker was such a funny, good series. As much as I know you're not a big fan of the man that nobody can see, John Cena. But he made that show.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
Oh my god, and Eagly is so good.
That's the only reason why I want to watch it is for Eagly.
Eagly is so good. You got to watch it for the T1000 being just a absurd racist KKK douche.
No, I'm okay with that.
No,
now I'm in.
Yeah, that makes
he actually plays it really well, just because of like the demeanor that he can play.
Yeah.
Right.
Jason Patrick.
Jason, is it? No, it's not Jason Patrick. Is it?
Oh no, it's not Jason Patrick.
No,
it's Robert Patrick.
Robert Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick.
Robert Patrick, playing his dad. Was it the Grand Dragon?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. He plays the character so well. It's so believable. And it's funny because Peacemaker is such an oblivious character. Like, it's like one of those things where he doesn't agree with his dad, but at the same time, he's trying to gain his dad's favor.
Mm-hmm.
But like, he doesn't agree with like the way he does things, and he just thinks that his dad's a patriot, even though his dad is a racist prick. So it's great.
He lives in his own little world.
It gives credence to he always thinks he's doing the right thing.
Yes.
Even when he's doing the wrong thing.
Yes, 100%. And then the cast of characters that are in the show altogether are so good. There's the show is so well done, and John Cena's performance between that and what was the one where he plays the dad that goes to the parties?
Oh, Cockblockers.
Cockblockers. Between Peacemaker and Cockblockers, it's like, no, John Cena's good. I'm willing to watch him act in anything.
He was really good in Jackpot.
Yes.
I do want to see him in Argyle.
I saw him in Argyle. I liked him in Argyle as well.
Yeah, I still want him to see that.
John is a decent actor. He's actually not he's not as bad as people were expecting him to be, and I love him.
He just annoys me.
Yeah, but I think he does that on purpose.
Yeah, he does that on purpose. He annoys me on purpose.
Have you seen his social media and like how obscure his memes are?
No, I haven't. I don't follow him on social media.
He has the weirdest social media, but it's on purpose. Like he
doesn't want to be seen, hence me not seeing him.
He actually does post like those kind of memes where it's like, I was in this picture, and it's like he's nowhere to be found in it.
Yeah.
Or he'll do like stuff where he's just like making fun of people, and like his social media is actually really funny.
No, I have said, I said this, I typed it out and I sent it. Everybody saw it. I said, I like him and I like his movies. I have changed my mind on that. I will never change my mind on Joker, but I have changed my mind on John Cena. I just have to get used to that he's gonna play John Cena in everything.
Destro said John Cena stopped wrestling, so he has plenty of time to make movies.
No,
yeah, he's
going to finish off so 2025. He's going to be doing wrestling.
Right.
To
He's
the end of 2025
next year. He said WrestleMania next year is his last, his final match.
You just have to, for a wrestling reference, you just have to book him in like a Stallone movie where it's not about him and feelings. They wronged him somehow, and he's got to go kill everybody. You just give him that.
He's done that. He's done a couple of those movies, so hasn't he?
Yeah, that's
already?
what I'm saying.
What I need is for Peacemaker to boof something this season.
I just think that he should stick with comedy. I think he's a really good comedic actor.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Don't.
I don't think that we can.
Don't put him in Steel Magnolia. What's the one where Tom Cruise was all crying and he has a feather behind his? No, is it Magnolia? Don't give him Magnolia.
Yeah. Oh, Magnolia.
Give him Cliffhanger 2.
Here's the thing, right? And here's where I don't believe putting him in a box is something that means anything, is mainly because ruthless aggression. If you look at Dave Bautista.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
Dave Bautista is another dude that started off as, okay, let me do these comedic movies, and then started doing more serious roles and showed that he is a ridiculously amazing actor.
Okay, you're gonna not like me for this, but Dave Bautista is a much better actor than John Cena.
Oh no, he is 100%. Dave Bautista is a much better actor than John Cena is. But
Destro's got it right there.
He would make a great G.I. Joe character. I thought he was already in a G.I. Joe movie. Anyways.
He was, yeah.
But I mean, like, with that being said, I think that what he needs to do to transition, comedy is definitely his sweet spot. He's really good in comedies.
Yeah.
I think the next thing he needs to do is to see if he's worthy enough to do something more than just being comedies, is do what Dave did and be a villain.
Yeah, or do like how he did Knives Out, like the Glass Onion thing.
Yeah.
Where he's still kind of the goofy guy, but he's also not, he's also kind of an asshole. Just to kind of expand him a little bit more so that people will get used to him doing that. But I do think that he is a much stronger comedian than like Dave Bautista.
Bautista was in Southland Tales, right? Right?
Yeah.
Southland Tales?
Yeah.
Where Dave proved that he can do stuff that's outside of comedy, the W podcast. Where he proved that he can do stuff outside of comedy is when Dave was in a James Bond movie.
Yeah, no, he did really well in the James Bond movie.
And he didn't say anything, but he just he was believable as being that dude that looked like he could kill anybody in the room.
Well, that's still the same typecast, though.
No, it is.
I haven't seen him in Glass Onion. I want to see him in Glass Onion, though.
He's really good in Glass Onion.
Yeah.
And the other movie where I kind of saw him break out a little bit was
the indie film.
No, not the indie one.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
really
okay.
good.
He was, and he had a very short role in Blade Runner, but he did really good. He was very believable and convincing in that movie. And then of course Dune, and he's just fucking dope in Dune.
Yeah, he is really good in Dune.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, and I did say this to Husby. I was like, oh, I think Dave Bautista is a much stronger dramatic actor, and I think John Cena is a much stronger comedic actor.
But again, we've never seen John Cena outside of comedies, and that's why I'm saying like
there's a commitment to even there's not a lot of people that can pull off the you could see me like the fuck, what am I thinking of? Guardians Drax. But you know, he was a fucking killer with I'm a killer, and like, you know, there was they killed my kids, my mom, like his wife, like he played that scene amazing, and guys will always admit that shit when they're drunk, and that's how he did it.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Yeah.
But the whole, you can see me, and he clearly has like chips and like there's not a lot of people that can fucking pull that off with a straight face, and it was like so good.
Yeah.
But my movements are so slow that it's imperceptible to the naked eye.
Like, yeah, and he's just like, Drax, will you just stop it?
No, but it's just the way he did. He goes, "Damn it!" and just like walks away.
Yeah, because Mantis goes, "Hi, Drax." He's like, "Damn it."
Ismail the Man says, "What character do you think Dave Bautista could play in the DCU?"
There are so many. I think that he'd be really good. I'd love to see him as a Kryptonian, as like one of the, like Zod. He'd be a good Zod, I think.
He would be
get really skinny.
He has gotten really skinny, yeah.
He did that on purpose. He said he just stopped working out.
Yeah.
Because he's tired of getting typecast as the big guy. He wants to play like more roles,
Yeah.
which shows that he's serious.
I saw like a comparison on the internet. I think I can't remember if it's on Instagram or where it was, but that they were comparing him to Hugo Strange. I think he'd be really good as Hugo Strange. I could see him as a lot of Batman villains.
That would be a good take on Hugo Strange.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh, Spectre. Yeah, Destro. I like the Spectre.
Spectre would be dope too.
Yeah. And then also, I would love to see him play like somebody like The Question or something.
Okay,
You know?
so the thing about The Question, one, I think they're gonna skip directly to Renee Montoya.
Yeah,
because she's got a lot of momentum right now, and I'm sure they're gonna go right to Renee Montoya. But if you do the original version of, I don't know, I kind of want a redhead to play him.
No, okay.
You don't
Yeah,
really-
I could see that.
You don't really have very many gingers that are like, you know, playing superheroes. And
Yeah, but that's true because Hush is a redhead, but he's a villain. So
right.
yeah, that's true.
Because it's such a shocking thing when he finally takes the mask off and he's a ginger.
Yeah, just like what? But I mean, I like that. I think he could. The Hawkman. I think he'd be really good as
he'd be a
Hawkman.
really good Hawkman. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, but he would be a really good Hawkman.
He would be a really good Hawkman. I would give him.
It would kill Dwayne Johnson if they recast Black Adam and he was Black Adam.
He would play a good Black Adam, though.
He would, yeah. But
I think that. I mean, I think that we could probably give Dwayne another chance as Black Adam, but the thing is it needs to be done a little bit differently.
Yeah, not so much showboating, Dwayne.
Yeah, he needs to be he needs to be like Doctor Doom and be the savior of Kahndaq.
Yeah, and also be a lot more like authoritarian and militaristic, and he wasn't really that.
No, he was kind of dumb and just kind of went through his space. Anyways,
but yeah, lots of Dave Bautista. He could play a lot of people in the DCU. So.
Exactly. He caught that when he was like, I didn't see that coming.
Dead Man. He would be a good Dead Man as well.
Dead Man would be dope. He would be cool as what was that Boston
Brand.
Boston Brand. Yeah. He would be cool. He'd be a cool Boston Brand.
Yeah, I could see that. I could also see him playing like oh gosh, more like detective-y people. I could see that. I can't think of anybody. Oh, if we didn't have a perfect John Constantine already, we have two of them. I would say he might be good as John Constantine as well. Of course,
I don't know if I'd want him as John Constantine.
I thought of him as Midnight.
Yes. Yes.
Brother Midnight?
Yeah.
He could be a good Brother Midnight.
Mm-hmm. Or Etrigan, Jason Blood. Etrigan.
Oh, dude, he actually kind of looks like Jason Blood.
Yeah, he could do Jason Blood, but he could also do, and he's got that like really gravelly.
He's got the gravelly voice to do.
Yeah, it would be really good. Yeah,
so. That would be kind of cool to actually, because again, he kind of does look like, especially like the pictures that you've been seeing him now lately. He kind of does look like he could pull off Jason Blood really well.
Yeah. So see, he's just got so many possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Well, the best of the possibilities that are out there, of course, is that like James Gunn and the wonderful
John C.
and Peacemaker, we have merch people. We got merch people. That's the way you do it, right? That's seamless transition.
There you go.
The Boogie Down, bro. Oh, Solomon Grundy.
Yeah, he would be really. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I could see that. I could see Solomon Grundy.
Brother Contreras out here said, shout out to everyone in the chat, including Distance Learning Podcast. Keep up the good work on the channel. Appreciate it. And shout out from the South Bronx, Brother BKL Contreras, aka Sportertainment guy. Oh, I dig that. I like that.
Awesome.
I dig this. Yo, Brother BKL, let's talk, man, because Sportertainment sounds fun. We might want to interview you on the show, my man.
Yeah, awesome.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got merch, people. Where's my thing right there? All right. We don't have hat, but we got shirts. So you can get shirts, ladies and gentlemen. All you got to do is DM us or email us at Distance Nerding, emailing us at distancenerding@AOL.com. I'll bring that up in a little bit here. We'll get you your size, get your shirt reserved. $20 if you're local to the Sacramento, California area, or $25 if we've got to ship it to you. Because I got to pay for shipping. But yes, get your merch. We've got the shirts. Now we have limited sizes on the black shirt. We're actually starting to run low on those, but we've got all sizes for the Great Character shirt.
And it's very true to fit, and I love mine.
Right. That's right. You're wearing your character shirt right now.
I'm wearing my character shirt.
Dude, how did we not think of Dave Bautista as Bane?
He wants to play Bane. He already said he wants to play Bane.
Yeah,
oh shit, never mind. Sorry.
He wants to play Bane, but the problem is now he's dropped all that weight. He'd have to put all that weight back on.
Yeah, and Bane is in so many animated things right now. Like he's in Kite Man, he's in Harley.
I would like somebody to bring him back to his actual form and be like a Cuban.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean Bane?
Yeah, no? Definitely not that.
No, because like I liked him in the comics because he was so smart. Like he could outthink Batman,
right,
as well as break his back.
And I think that's what Dave was saying is he wants to play the smarter version of Bane. He wants to play the version that outsmarts everybody who's up against him.
Yeah.
You know, the guy that it took Azrael to like brutally beat the shit out of him in order to stop him.
Yeah.
You know. Ismail is saying, you think Flash, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern will get a trilogy in the DCU in the future? I don't know if they'll get a trilogy, but I do definitely want to see takes in this universe for all of these characters. I definitely want to see more Wonder Woman. I want to see the Flash done right. I want to see Green Lantern done right because we haven't gotten a full-on Green Lantern done correctly. So
I'd like to see. Well, of course, I want a trilogy for Wonder Woman. I'm a huge Wonder Woman fan.
Yeah, you're Wonder Woman fans.
But I would, as long as they're good stories, as long as they're solid stories,
right,
and they help inform the character in some way, and aren't just, oh, I'm a superhero and I'm gonna do superhero things. As long as it actually has some heart to it, I'm so cool with having as many Flash movies, Wonder Woman movies, and Green Lantern movies as you can pump out.
What do you think, Ash?
It really seems like studios are really seeing if stuff works. They'll put out one. If it doesn't work, they just scrap everything, no matter who it is. Like, you might have 4, and it sucks for a person that's trying to put together, because when they first talk to you, we need 3 movies, and it's really hard to, because the first one's got to be awesome. Obviously, the second one's got it. It's really hard to put together something when you want it to be a full story in 3 movies. Does that make sense? Like,
Right.
If it didn't make the 48 million that it's supposed to make or whatever, they seem to scrap everything. So
I like the idea of, and this is going to be my last thing on this because we do have to finish up, but I do like the idea of doing continuing storylines through different movies or TV shows. I like the idea of actually doing the Marvel formula and not just making a bunch of movies and hoping they stick, but telling character-centric stories.
I hate that DC felt that they didn't need to do that.
Yeah,
because we're going to be copying them.
Yeah,
and then they haven't found the formula equal to that. So,
but that's what Ben is doing right now.
Yeah.
I like the idea of doing a character-centric story that is a part of a larger narrative. Marvel figured out that if we write our stories the way that they're written in the comic books, people will come and watch them.
Yes.
And that's what they need to do. Is there is a larger narrative storyline happening, and each movie we get is just a point in time for that specific character, right? So
it's all about the world lore, baby.
Right, and that's what I love about them saying the news that we had earlier. Superman is going to take place in a already established, already built universe, and it is just a story about Superman. That is Superman centric. That's why he's just throwing in all these characters. That's why we know Guy Gardner is going to be in there, which means that the Green Lanterns have been established for a while. Guy Gardner is the second Green Lantern.
Yep.
Right. So it means Hal Jordan already exists. That means we're already, and if it's an established Guy Gardner, that means John Stewart's already on his way in. Right. So I mean, like things like that makes me happy as a fan that we're in the middle of a storyline that's already there. The way that we know that you don't need to condescend to the people that are out there, and you can just tell a story and people will learn as they go. Justice League Unlimited just shoehorned in a bunch of characters and you learned as you went.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was like, you didn't need to know who Plastic Man was, but there's a whole story on Plastic Man and it was great. You didn't need to know who Booster Gold was, but that you got a whole story of Booster Gold. You're like, oh man, I need to find out more. Let me go read the comics. Like I love the idea of doing it that way.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Right.
I agree.
Anyways.
I'm excited because his favorite Justice League run is a really fun Justice League run, and I really loved it with Kevin Maguire. He loved Kevin Maguire stuff. Anyway, so I'm super excited about that because we could get fire and ice. But anyway, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So let's move on to our schedule. So our schedule, normal schedule here. Monday, game streams on Twitch from 8 to 12. Now, I didn't play one this week because I went to the con over the weekend and I had to switch my days. So sorry, guys. Did not play Star Wars Outlaws this week, but we will get back to that. Tuesdays, the download, the show you're watching right now. We went way over. We've been good about being on time lately, but we had a lot to cover and we had a promo at the beginning of the show. And then of course Thursdays, the build. Now, of course, this week we're not doing the build because we are doing a con on Thursday. But next week we will be bringing back the build. I'm going to continue the Conquered jet that I've been building, and our guest next week is a comic book creator named Brandon Ingram. We're going to be talking about his Kickstarter and his series, The Gallows Man, which he describes as Adam West's Batman meets Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know, right? And it's a satire based on the golden age of superheroes. So I'm kind of excited to read and get in on all this stuff, but that's going to be next week. Well, hold on. We've got some stuff going on in here. Sounds interesting. I wrote down in the back of the year between superhero like Spider-Man, including Avengers. I thought they casted Tyrese as Jon Stewart. No, Tyrese wants to be Jon Stewart. No offense until I knew it. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is our schedule. But again, our normal schedule: Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays. So with that being said, it is time for pluggables. So I'm going to bring in. I'm going to bring on the person who has the most to gain for pluggables. Ash, plug all your stuff. Plug everything.
Oh, my bad. Okay, so comics. The comics podcast has turned to Saturdays at 2:30. We also do the corner on Mondays, and that's more of a trivia show. The corner this Monday will be The Last Dragon trivia show. After that, that's Winter Circle, and then after that's going to be Donnie Darko. Showing up. You can always find me at Mobstash in Instagram, and just enjoy the day. Sorry we went Lord of the Rings long. This was literally Lord of the Rings long.
We did.
Director's cut.
We are almost Titanic long. All right.
And he means that physically.
Absolutely.
Iceberg ahoy.
And that's this bad. Disappointment is what I'm saying. Disappointment. All right, Jen.
Okay, so hey, I am Jen. I'm on Distance Nerding, as you see me now. I do occasionally show up on Thursdays as well. I do things on Kyber Cave occasionally. And I have my own channel called Frey Girl, where I post shorts of my corgis, myself, just basically anyone in my life. And I also, my son and I, we do a show called Classified, where we take your favorite fandoms and we classify them in Dungeons and Dragons classes. We have a sister show called Journals of the Classes. We are going to be doing a second sister show called Roles of the Classes, Roles of the People. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it. Shadu would know it. But we're doing that. It's going to be based on the races of of D&D, just like it's going to explain them basically. So that way, if you're new to D&D, you can actually get more in-depth information about different characters that you might want to be, or different species you might want to do. So yeah, that's me.
All right. Well,
I think I went over everything. I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure you did. If not, then people can go to your channels and figure it out. Have something you want to discuss? Tell us what you're nerding out on, and make sure to let us know in our Facebook group, The Distance Nerdington Post. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can support us. If you would like to support Distance Nerding, the best way to do it is to head over to distancenerding.com. Wrong one. Head over to distancenerding.com, go to the top of the page, hit that buy us a taco button, and you can buy us a taco. Join the taco party. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, join the taco party, and that is the, again, best way to support us. It makes it so we can do more shows. We can get better prizes for everybody. We can give away better prizes because, guys, I just want to buy your love. I'm not afraid to buy your affection. Right? I am not. I'm here to buy your love. So, guys, I'm here.
Sound like my dad.
I know, right?
It didn't work on Tinder, and it won't work here, Phil.
It. Shut up. Because the other thing that we do that works. That other thing that we do, this joke. Connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's not X. I'm never going to call it X. It's going to be called Twitter for the rest of its existence. Twitch, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, Discord, MySpace, Vine, GeoCities, Friendster, Second Life, AIM, Farmers Only, Christian Mingle, OnlyFans. It's only pictures of Aaron Watson's feet and handles and the beard and Jahmez's glasses just judging you directly, staring at you and judging you for not supporting distance nerding. And of course, Shadu, because he is willing to do anything for money. At Distance Nerding, wherever it exists, whatever social media there is, especially on the OnlyFans. And if you are really going to go look for that, you will be disappointed. So just like anytime, you're with me. Of course, if you'd like us to break up with your boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, pet, schoolyard bully, annoying neighbor, or just tell us how much you enjoy us, hate us, or wish the internet would consume us completely and spit us out at the feet of the original Johnny Blaze.
Yep.
The man himself, Nick Cage. Just leave us there.
That would be it.
Yeah, you can shoot us an email at dist.
Yep. Yeah, that Nick Cage.
That Nick Cage. That guy Nick Cage. He's just he's a great guy. He's a great guy, that guy.
Hey, Nicky Cage, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. I just want to do more of that guy Nick Cage. He just makes me want to look at everything.
He makes me want to find treasure.
I want to look at all the treasure out there, and then I want to make sure that I get the dinosaur bones, the way that he gets the dinosaur bones. You know, them things. He makes a soup with them, and it's delicious.
And then he made that weird snuff film, and that was it.
Yeah. It's nerding at AOL.com, and we will read it live on air. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from us. We love you 3000. It is now time. Absolutely right. It is now time for the dance party. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks and keep nerding.
Keep nerding together.
Oh, look at that. We almost did it together.
Almost.
All right, let's do this. That is a big hella Mexican. Orale. It's an empty string.
Invisible.
John C.
Oh, he's got, I think.
Saba! Oh, the guinea pig!
That's a live thing!
Yeah, it is. We'll see everybody on Thursday!
Bye, everybody!